us, the Fresh Maker.
Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 20.
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8th electoral vote, in Indiana with its 11th electoral vote, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
Welcome to CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy D-Day Cobra, and I am happy to see all of you here tonight. We got a big show tonight, and again, no BS. Congratulations to Tim Pool for landing an interview with the president of the 45th president of the United States, the rightful current president of the United States, and the 47th president of the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump, the greatest president of my lifetime. And I'm really excited about this. I do have a link to Tim's stream, that's paying just the proper respect there. I sent Tim a $100 super chat congratulating him on, scoring this. So for those that don't know, this is not going to be an in-studio interview from Tim and President Trump. It's apparently Tim recorded this at the Libertarian National Convention. It's about a 17-minute interview, and so I don't really know how they're going to format it on the show. Tim did make it, and again, I respect the grift. He clickbaited it a little bit with the thumbnail. He made it seem like Trump was going to be on the show for 2 hours, and that's fine. He does explain it in the description, the specifics of it. But we're gonna watch it, and it should be a really good interview. And I do wish Trump would actually go, and I will be advocating for Trump to go to Timcast studio and do a full 2-hour show. That's what we need. We need that. It would be amazing content. It would be amazing clips from Trump. And that's what I would like to see. That would be good for Trump. But with that said, how are you all doing tonight? I appreciate you being here. And, you know, it's going to be a fun night. And before we get into that, there's a lot more to talk about. See Cam Man in the chat. Jessica's here. Krista Nova in the house. Hayden Wayne is here. CJ. Let's see. Who else is here? Paul. Keenan. Charles. Arclight. Steve May. Lady Aaron D. Mo Monty. Let's see. Russ Williams. Beaky. Hello, everyone. Hypnotic in the house. We got a lot of peeps up in here. So good to see all of you. Hail the Lore, McLovin, Laura, Linko Kenobi. Then now the chat's moving too fast for me. I can't read them all. Here, you know what? Let's show that wonderful chat right there. There's that wonderful chat right there. So hello to everyone in the chat. Lovely to see all of you here. And but I want to talk about Donald Trump once again has destroyed yet someone or something else. Donald Trump on Saturday was the first ever former president of the United States of America to address the Libertarian National Convention. Now, I'm just going to be honest. I don't know a lot about libertarians outside of the fact that they are very vocal about being libertarians. It's like their entire identity, kind of like gay people, how they can't stop telling you how they're gay and they need to be identified as gay, and my entire existence is gay. That's kind of how libertarians are. Like, they need you to know they're libertarians, just like vegans. Like, I need you to know I'm a libertarian. It's my identity. It's who I am. And I'm like, okay, fucking weirdo. I don't care. Like, holy shit. You know, like, that's all I know about libertarians is they need you to know they're libertarians. I'm a libertarian. I need you to know I'm libertarian. I'm like, okay, I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? But whatever. So.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yes.
Can you change the kick to just chatting or Trump or something?
Let's see. Yeah. Is it on Fortnite?
Yes.
I always do that. All right. Thank you. Yeah. So, let's see, just chatting over on Kick. There we go. So it's not Fortnite. People tuning in for the wrong thing if they think Fortnite. But yeah, with libertarians, they're really just fucking annoying. So anyway, with that said, President Trump goes to the Libertarian National Convention to address them for the first time ever. And essentially, they act like a bunch of fucking children. And now, because of their reaction, because they got the attention that they so desperately wanted, we need to be acknowledged. We need representation. Sounds like social justice weirdos to me. We need to be acknowledged. Acknowledge us libertarians. Well, you got your acknowledgement. And because you acted like a bunch of fucking clowns, now the entire Libertarian Party is being laughed at and mocked and shamed across the internet. I mean, it's hilarious. And this is who these clowns decide. Again, you booed President Donald Trump when he came there to address you and respectfully ask for your support. And this is who you elected, ladies and gentlemen. The Libertarian Party has decided this is the guy. This is the guy that they wanted to nominate. President Trump gets booed. President Trump gets booed. But this is the guy. This is the guy right here. Are you freaking kidding me? Holy shit. Like, and on top of that, check this out. There's more. Oh, there's plenty more, ladies and gentlemen. It gets so, again, I know this Dave Smith guy is, you know, going to be, this Dave Smith dude is like, I guess he's going to debate Chris Cuomo. Don't know a lot about him, but this is an interesting clip right here from Dave Smith. Just doesn't make a lot of sense.
I woke up this morning to the coolest thing that's ever happened in the history of the Libertarian Party. And I will, if I'm being completely honest, as Donald Trump was speaking last night, if I had control of how everybody acted, my plan was kind of like, guys, listen, here's my message to the libertarians here. The former president of the United States of America and the current frontrunner to be the next president is here to talk to you. We are not a bunch of college leftist sissies. We believe in free speech. So be respectful. I will, if I'm being completely honest, as Donald Trump was speaking last night. If I had control of how everybody acted, my plan was kind of like, be respectful till he says something.
We are not a bunch of college leftist sissies. We believe in free speech. So be respectful.
Like, don't boo him before he even gets to the mic, and just wait till he says something really bad, which he will, and then boo that.
So be respectful.
But I gotta say, it worked out pretty good, because I woke up this morning to reports in the New York Times, the Washington Post, Reuters, the Associated Press, ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, and the BBC, and they all said different versions of the exact same title. Donald Trump tries to appeal to libertarians, and they hate his fucking guts.
We are not a bunch of college leftist sissies.
And they hate his fucking guts.
So be respectful.
And they hate his fucking guts. And I think that's pretty cool.
I'm not telling you you have to agree with him, and I'm not telling you you have to cheer for him. But we're not having like Jordan Peterson at Berkeley event here. And the message we're sending to the world is not that we can't handle ideas that we disagree with.
And they hate his fucking guts.
We are not a bunch of college leftist sissies.
I woke.
So the Libertarian Party, you got the attention that you want. You got the attention that you want, and literally the entire internet is laughing at you, and no one is going to take you seriously now. Donald Trump wins again. Donald Trump, and again, I think the Quartering put the tweet out. It was like the Donald Trump, another 4D chess move, and of course that's the joke, is because I don't think Trump is operating with 4D chess. I don't. I know a lot of Trump supporters think that. I think Trump just goes with his gut. And he has little fear of anything. And it just always works out to his advantage because he breaks so many people's brains. That's really what it comes down to. So I don't think that Trump went in there with the intent to destroy or expose the Libertarian Party. I don't think that at all. I think he went in there with the intent to go, hey, I'm going to try to appeal to a group of people because we could use their help. And he did that. And now, because of the reaction, every single one of them have exposed themselves. It's absolutely insane. So, hilarious stuff. Trump wins again. And, yeah, it's how it is. And again, me as someone, I don't know a ton about the Libertarian, Party or whatever. Like I said, to me, they're like the vegans of politics, where you have to, like, their entire existence is, being a libertarian and all that shit. Which that's not inherently bad. I mean, a lot of MAGA people want you to know they're MAGA people, but I think that's because MAGA has been so vilified by the mainstream media. So it's almost like that's the reaction to being a Trump supporter like me. I was a Trump supporter and never talked about it publicly, never said a word about it, because I didn't think it was anybody's business. Who gives a shit if I'm a Trump supporter? Who cares who I voted for? It wasn't until the left weaponized being a Trump supporter that I decided, well, then I'm going to go on the offense about being a Trump supporter. If the left is going to try to weaponize it, I don't want to build an audience of people that are going to turn on me if everybody ever says, oh, this guy's a Trump supporter. I want to build an audience of people that aren't going to turn on me. So that's why I decided to go on the offense with it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Buster Voodoo says the kick chat is more important than the Libertarian Party. That's pretty good right there. Hail to our kick chat and our Rumble chat and our YouTube chat. I appreciate it. If you're tuning in, we're going to be reacting to President Trump on Timcast IRL tonight. It is a pre-recorded interview that Tim did with Donald Trump at the Libertarian National Convention. I have a link to his stream. I might be pausing at points of the interview to make commentary on it, but there is a link directly to Tim's stream if you would rather go watch it without having any interruptions from me. But I do want to add some commentary to it because I'm reacting to it live. And as much as I've criticized Tim in various amount of times for various amount of reasons, I truly want to pay the utmost respect to him in this regard. I clearly am grifting off of his interview, and I understand that, but I'm trying my best to be as respectful as possible by linking to his stream. And, you know, I sent him a $100 super chat when this was announced. So anyway, if you guys want to go over there, definitely go over there and check it out. I totally understand. But I got a few super chats to get to. JMNZZ says, all hail the 199. Let's fucking go. That's a $50 super chat. Thank you. Hayden Wayne for 50 says, libertarians have some serious issues inside their party. Being anti-borders is one of the biggest. Yeah, that's like, to me, being anti-border is the equivalent of pronouns in bio. You are immediately disqualified from any discussion. Like, if you're like anti-borders, if you're for open borders, then you are disqualified from having any logical discussion whatsoever. Just like if you have pronouns in your bio. If you have pronouns in your bio, you are eliminated from having any discussion at all. Period. But he says they can't decide on who is going to cater their events, let alone national policy. There are some great libertarian thinkers, but a lot are delusional. I agree completely. I really do. Thank you, Hayden Wayne. And again, it really just comes down to the most famous human being on the planet, the former president of the United States, the front runner to be the next president, came there and respectfully asked for your support, and generally you rejected him. There were some cheers. There was definitely some support, but I think there was a lot of MAGA audience there that was offering that support for sure. Josh Johnson with 10 D-Day Cobra memberships. Let's freaking go. I think there might be a lot of gifties tonight because we're going to have a huge audience tonight. And that gets a lot of the gifties flying because that makes people come back for more if they have a actual membership here. So hopefully we can make that happen. Tim currently has 8,000 people waiting. I imagine that's going to probably get up to around 20,000 waiting before he goes live. Do we think he hits 100,000 concurrent tonight? If Trump was live on his show, I think he would hit 250,000 live concurrently. But with it being a pre-recorded interview, do we think he hits 100,000 concurrent tonight? What do you think about that? Do we think he hits 100,000 concurrent? Maybe, maybe not. I think 75 might be the peak because it's a pre-recorded interview. I think 75, because Tim on a good night can hit 40,000 concurrent. So the Trump bump, you would have to think the Trump bump is nearly twice his amount for sure. I hope he hits 100K. I hope. I've already liked the video and everything like that. So just showing my support for it. So let's see. It's showing 0 dislikes, but I don't know if my dislike counter is not working right now because it's... Have they turned off the dislike counter? Let's see. My dislike extension is not working. There's no way Tim has 0 dislikes on an interview with Trump that's been live since Saturday. There's no way. So there must be is the dislike extension not working for some people? Curious about that. Donut Fit says PBD has gone full Tim route, uses controversy to create buzz. Dave Smith versus Cuomo is one identity politics versus another different type. Yeah, I don't know how interested I am in the Cuomo Dave Smith debate now, because I'm not saying it's right, okay? I want to qualify what I'm going to say. I'm not saying that my mindset is right. I'm just saying this is my mindset, okay? But when I see two people that are defined by their TDS fighting, I just go to the meme of two retards fighting, and I have no vested interest whatsoever. Like, I understand Dave Smith is probably a far more level-headed guy than Chris Cuomo, but that's 99.9% of all human beings. Chris Cuomo is one of the most horrible people that you can find that's in media right now. Like, Chris Cuomo is irredeemable. He can never be redeemed, all right? You can never be redeemed from what Chris Cuomo has done. But now Dave Smith, who's somebody I didn't know a ton about, now I define him off of basically his TDS. So now I just see two retards fighting. That's all I see with this situation. That's all I see. So yeah. So I don't really care. I don't really care. Doesn't matter to me. And so I was thinking about like reacting to that and everything, like a live reaction, but now I just don't know if I even care. Like, I think Dave Smith will more than likely destroy Chris Cuomo, but that's not saying a lot. Chris Cuomo is a terrible, terrible person. Hailstorm says, say Chris Cuomo 3 times fast. Chris Cuomo, Chris Cuomo, Chris Cuomo. That I had to think about that one for a minute. Billy Max says, how do you feel about F&T's pro-feminist boss babe betrayal? If you're talking about the thing with Danica, I wasn't there, but yeah, I mean, obviously that's never a good thing. You never disrespect the chat. You never talk down to the chat. That's the golden rule of live streaming. She's never going to appear on a Geeks and Gamers stream. I know that much, which I don't know her that well, but you know, she's I've been aware of Comic Book Girl 19 forever. She's been around forever. But if it looks like an SJW and it talks like an SJW, it probably is an SJW. Just saying. Not always the case, but more often than not, it is. All right, so we've got over 4,000 people waiting for this. And Jeremy, if you keep saying his name, he will show up like the Candy Man. Dave doesn't have TDS. I mean, when this is really all I know from you is cheering because the party you're aligned with did this right here, like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to think.
And they hate his fucking guts. To appeal to libertarians, and they hate CBS, CNN, and the BBC, and they all said different versions of the exact same title. Donald Trump tries to appeal to libertarians, and they hate his fucking guts.
I don't know what else I'm supposed to think when I hear language like that, but I'm open to being educated, I guess. But that sounds like he has a severe case of TDS. Maybe not a severe. Okay, let me backpedal. That sounds like he has a mild Ben Shapiro level of TDS, which again, whether it's a mild level of TDS or an extreme level like a Mark Hamill, it's TDS and it's a disease. And so again, I think that when he even said it, like, he's basically a victim of his audience. I think that he probably got scared because of all the reaction, and so he tried to maybe pander to them, is maybe what it sounds like. No, stage 1 TDS is probably good. Stage 1, yeah. Shapiro has worse TDS than Dave usually. Oh, I mean, yeah, Shapiro 1000% has worse TDS for sure. Shapiro has terrible TDS. We are T-minus 6 minutes from the premiere of the interview with President Trump and Tim Pool. Josh Johnson for a $99.99 super chat. And that's a MAGA red super chat, by the way. It says, Trump 2024, hail the 199. Hail the 199. Thank you so much. Again, you got Mark Dice in the Timcast chat. I'm going to drop Tim another $50 super chat because I am grifting off him. So, but you guys know I'll read yours if you send them here. But I am going to be, I will send him a $50 super chat. I will do it again. Just because, again, I respect what he's done tonight. And we'll see how it goes. I got to move this over a hair right there. Okay. And yeah, so we're getting ready. We're getting ready. Should I send it now or should I send it once he goes live? Should I send it now or once he goes live, chat? You let me know. You let me know. It's weird because I'm looking over here and I see Tim's chat. Let's see. Let me pull up his stream. Send it when he goes live. Okay, I'll send it when he goes live. I'll send it when he goes live. Again, man, my criticism's always been based on the things that I've seen and nothing more, nothing less. Respect when it's due. pay my respects. Make sure you go like his stream. And again, if you don't want the interview to be paused or interrupted, just watch it over there in its entirety. And then come back over here and we'll talk a little bit more about the great President Trump. I don't know if I believe that Tim is a hardcore Trump supporter. I think that he is, Tim has always been a reluctant. I mean, do you not remember? Again, people that watch him consistently can probably remember this better than me. But I want to say this was like 2 years ago where Tim basically said Trump is too old and he's given up and he's not going to keep doing this anymore. Like, he said those exact words in some way, shape, or form. He's like, Trump just doesn't care. He's just too old. He's tired. He doesn't want to deal with this anymore. He fucking said that. That is not something that someone that pays attention to Donald Trump would say. That is not something that anyone that pays attention to Donald Trump would say. Donald Trump is nearly 80 years old, and he's everywhere. He was just at the Coca-Cola 600. That was the day after he was there. The day before, he was at the Libertarian National Convention. All month, he's been everywhere. The dude is in court. He's being bogged down by court. He's doing rallies with hundreds of thousands of people. He's going to the Bronx. He's going to the Libertarian National Convention in a hostile environment. He goes to the Coca-Cola 600. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. He's 77, nearly 80 years old. And this dude is operating like he's 29 years old. It's insane. It's absolutely crazy. I can't believe it. And so, yeah, when Tim said that like 2 years ago, and it was like, again, that's neither here nor there. That was a while back. But my point being is that Donald Trump has been in the public eye my entire life. You don't have to sit there and question. Like, I'm a little on the fence on this Trump fella. I'm a little on the fence on this Trump fella. Need to get to know more about it before I can make a decision. In 2022, if you are still a political commentator and you're just like, I'm a little iffy on this Trump fella. Maybe I need to do a little more research on him, do a little background on him. Don't really know a lot about this Trump fella. like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane. Let's see. Edward Coleman for $99.99 says, Jeremy, you know I love you. You War Eagle. Don't make me say that. Roll Tide. Dave Smith does not have TDS. I assure you, please look up his content. He actually is a very bright, well thought out guy. Hang on. He's actually a very bright, well thought out guy. That doesn't mean you're going to agree with everything he says, but I implore you to stop saying he has TDS. I don't know why you're celebrating that the party you're aligned with just proved to the world that they fucking hate Donald Trump's guts. Why is that celebratory? Why is that a reason to celebrate? It makes no sense to me. Like, if you're trying to be taken seriously, and you want to be taken seriously, and you want people to hear your voices, and your entire party made a fool of itself, and then you say that every major publication is reporting that Donald Trump came and reached out to the Libertarian Party, and they resoundingly said, we hate your fucking guts. Why is that a celebration? That makes no sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense to me. There's nothing that you can say that makes that make sense. So we go back to the leftist narrative of make it make sense, and that doesn't make sense in any capacity. I don't care what he has said up to this point. I care that the day after Trump appeared, he said that. But we'll get caught up in that more because this interview is about to start. Harley Dave with a proper 199. Let your gifts be many. Let's see, fruitful and patriotic. Hail, brother. Hail the 199. And Alec Baldwin's finger dropped 50 gifted memberships. And it's time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. Willie Will. Holy shit. Willie Will just dropped a proper 199. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? All right, I got to get ready to send a $50 super chat to Tim really quick. No, you know what? I'm going to bump it to 100. You guys are being nice. I'm going to bump it to 100. I'm just going to do a congratulations, Tim. We need Trump on Timcast IRL in person for 2 full hours. LFG. So congratulations, Tim. We need Trump on Timcast IRL in person for 2 full hours. That's the call right there. All right? So it says premiere will begin shortly, which is kind of weird. It says premiere will begin shortly. So I'm going to wait. I'm not sending it yet. But that would be good. That would be great. Up, here we go. Okay, so 2-minute countdown. 2-minute countdown. So this is a video. It's not live. Chat. His chat is fucking furious, but his chat is not happy. His chat is not happy. I erased it. Congratulations, Tim. We need Trump on Timcast IRL in person for 2 full hours. All right, there it is. Super chat's about to be sent. I'll move it over so you guys can see the super chat when it goes through. There's his chat right there. And mine should go through here in a minute. There we go. Look at that. There we go. See there? Not live, man. There's so many people mad about this. I'm telling you, Tim did clickbait this, all right? He did clickbait it a lot, all right? He clickbaited it a little bit, man. He did. But there you go. There you go. Paying respects to Tim. So here we go. We're 20 seconds away, ladies and gentlemen. 20 seconds away. It is a bit of clickbait. Thank you, Lord Wes. Appreciate that. I will read it. I will read it, brother.
We are here at the Libertarian Party National Convention. It is absolutely amazing hearing these debates. And today we are honored to be joined by 2 guests. We have Kash Patel, who will be joining us in the first portion of this show so we can talk about policy, Plan 2024, what's going on in government, and what we'd like to see. And then later on, we'll be joined by President Donald Trump. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to host him. As you can probably assume, he's a very busy guy. So we're only going to be able to have him for about a half an hour, and it's going to be in the later portion of the show.
Oh, he really clickbaited this. Wow, Tim. Wow, you really clickbaited this one.
Before we get started, head over to castbrew.com. Click buy our coffee. We've got Appalachian Nights Whole Bean, Rise of the Birdo Jr. It looks like we're sold out of Appalachian Nights Whole Bean, but we do have ground. And become a member at timcast.com.
He really clickbaited this one. The chat is furious on Tim's show. Holy crap. Look at the chat. Tim clickbaited this shit, man. Holy crap. He got me, he got you, he got all of us. He got all of us. Damn, Tim. Hey, respect the grift, all right? Let's listen to Kash Patel.
Veterans, and thank you for everyone that served. And I am excited about the conference to discuss that, and also look forward to you and President Trump's discussion. It's going to be fire, I think. And I'm going to selfishly plug the book that Donald Trump made a bestseller. He called this the roadmap to 2024, the deep state destruction wrecking ball. And cool announcement, Steve Bannon and I have joined forces to make this into a movie. It releases in about 4 weeks, so stay tuned. Government Gangsters is going to be previewing in theaters near you in about 4 to 5.
Kash Patel is awesome. Kash Patel is great.
I definitely want to talk to you about the plans for the future. I'll keep it light as possible because, obviously, later on in the show when I'm able to sit down with the president, I have a lot of questions about law enforcement and things that we'd like to see. But I know that you have a lot of experience.
We'll load you.
Do you guys, I don't think I want to react to this whole show, but I have to keep it up because he's not being He's not telling us when Trump's coming on.
I'm wearing a shirt that reads unblank.
So is Luke going to be there when Trump is there? Because we know Luke has TDS. So will Luke be there when Trump is there? That'll be interesting. And again, I define people off of their TDS. Whether I'm right or wrong for that, I define people off of their TDS. Dan says, let's play Fortnite.
It's fun to be back. Happy Memorial Day to everyone. I'm Hannah Claire Brimley. I'm a writer for SCNR.com. That's Scanner News. Let's start.
You want the captions on? Okay, I can do that.
Presidential debates that they're having at the LP National. Really excited. I think this is one of the biggest parties in politics, but not political parties. I mean, like the people hanging out, the conversations. You've got with Trump being here, with RFK Jr. here. It's a big conversation. Now, out there in that, while they're having this debate, so for those that may have watched.
Dude, this chat is mad. And like we're talking, the weird thing is like, okay, we're sitting here, this is 2-day-old news now. So this is what's weird about this. And again, far be it from me to criticize Tim, all right? Tim has a very successful show. I say this every fucking time I criticize him. But we're kind of talking about like news that's 2 days old. A lot has happened in the last 48 hours. You know what I mean? We can't fast forward. We can't. It's a premiere. So the premiere has to air in its entirety. And it's a way, again, just so we're clear, it's a way for Tim to get his super chats. Because a premiere, you have a live chat and everything like that. So it's a way for Tim to get the super chats and not read them, which he never does anyway. But also, his chat's really mad. They're really freaking mad.
Ability.
So I think what you want to see is that accountability, right? And the best form of accountability comes in the form of an arrest, especially when the people that are supposed to be watching over the law are the ones breaking it. And it's been a cycle we've seen happen since Russiagate, since Jan 6, since the 51 Intel letter, since Hunter Biden's laptop, and the list goes on. And people keep getting frustrated, and rightfully so, when the government gangsters like James Comey and
the Singing Tiggs says, as someone who's followed Dave for years and voted for Trump twice, you're off on Dave. He hates all politicians. It's not TDS. He despises them all. Then why was he trying to be all like, let's respect the president? And then the day after he says, oh, we told the president he's a fucking idiot. We all hate him and we're celebrating that. Why even have it? It's a complete two-faced bullshit. And again, it represents why no one's taking the Libertarian Party seriously, because they're a bunch of fucking clowns.
Exposing the two-tier system of justice. So what you need is an FBI, DAG, and AG to start that process. If those three guys aren't in lockstep, you're not going to have accountability.
So, you know, Trump's gagged. When
I'm not.
You're not. You're
I
not.
was there Monday.
Right. So, well, so this is our opportunity before we get into the deeper conversation with the man himself. Cohen stole $30,000.
It's unbelievable.
Then they reimburse taxes on top, so it's 60. But the
this is kind of like, I like Kash Patel, and this would be a great discussion if this was a live Timcast. Again, so it all comes into expectations. All right, expectations. Timcast IRL is a live show. It said Donald Trump live on Timcast IRL at the time that Timcast IRL generally premieres on weekdays. And so it's weird because it's like, this isn't a relevant conversation for what's going on in the moment, because there's been so much that has happened since this moment. Trump and the whole libertarian situation that happened. You would want to be hearing Kash Patel and Tim talking about what is actually the after effects of what happened and how the crowd reacted and how, you know, now they have this left-wing person that's been nominated for their candidate, and how Trump's trip to the Coca-Cola 600 went. This should have aired Saturday night. I'm just saying. But again, far be it from me. I don't have 60,000 people watching my stream right now. So who cares what I think? And I see you legalize adulthood. Says Jeremy, I told you in Vegas that I was a delegate for Utah for the 1993 Libertarian Party National Convention. 30 years later, I don't recognize this party. They selected a presidential candidate that's in favor of transitioning kids and jab mandates. Shaking my head. Trump 2024. Let's fucking go. On that point, and let's talk about this. Dude, Tim's chat is completely checked out of this conversation. All right? Completely checked out of this conversation, as am I. So what I'm going to do, we're going to come back to this, but I'm going to keep my eye on the stream, I'm going to keep my eye on the stream, and we're going to wait until Trump comes in, and we're going to pull this back up. I can't sit through this whole thing because it's disrespectful to Kash Patel, who I really like, but I don't give a damn what he has to say on 3-day-old news. I just don't care. So let me say this. Let me show you this, okay? This is where I put the perspective of the Dave Smith comments into more of a perspective, okay? If you guys want me to understand it, because I saw this, all right? So right here. Let me find it. Okay, so look at here. So remember, he celebrated because the Libertarian Party fucking hates Donald Trump, and he celebrated that it was national news all over the place. Yay, we fucking hate Donald Trump. But he respectfully congratulates Chase Oliver, who's a fucking leftist, for winning the nomination. He wasn't my preferred candidate, but he ran a great campaign. Did Donald Trump run a great campaign? Put it together and won. I appreciate that he is unapologetically anti-war, and I hope he leads with his presidential campaign. I wish him the best of luck in spreading that message. So you can pay respect to a leftist who stands for BLM and transitioning kids and puts a fucking mask on and has his LGBT rights, but you're cheering because your party fucking hates Donald Trump. Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Also, this clown, Chase for Liberty, he put this tweet out, and he's getting crushed. Let me find it. Did he delete it? There's no way he deleted it. Oh, he must have deleted it. He got ratioed into the ground. Hang on just a minute. I got to find it now. He got, and thank you, Legalize Adulthood, for those 20 gifted memberships. Chase Oliver had a tweet about Trump that got he was getting crushed. He must have deleted it. Yep, he deleted it. He deleted it. So here we go. Right here. Chase Oliver says, bye at real Donald Trump. Glad you are banned. Oh, this is okay. This is from 2021. I'm sorry. Okay, so people were repopulating this. So this is him celebrating when Trump got banned from Twitter. This is the person that was nominated for the Libertarian National Convention's nominee, and he celebrated censorship. He celebrated censorship, and Dave Smith says he ran a great campaign, but fuck Donald Trump. No, fuck that. Absolutely garbage. All right? So you know what it's starting to look like to me? It's starting to look like to me that the Libertarian Party is basically just an opportunity to bleed more votes from the Republicans. That's essentially what it is, because they're clearly fringe right-wingers who are fed up with the right wing, but it obviously all it does is helps the Democratic Party. That's all the Libertarian Party ultimately does, is helps the Democratic Party. That's it. That's all the Libertarian Party exists for, is to help the Democratic Party by hurting votes for the Republican Party. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Again, the more I learn about the fucking Libertarian Party, because Donald Trump exposed you, the less I think that anyone should give a shit about you. And you're not even going to get your 3% now. You're not even going to get your 3% now. You've elected a man who was celebrating Donald Trump being banned off social media. Insane. Insane. Let's go check back in with our boy Timcast, who clickbaited all of us tonight. Right here.
Tuesday, and Trump's going to say, but I didn't do this. It's Monday or Tuesday, answer the question.
And you bring up another point. Not only would the district attorney's office charge him with every felony for lying under oath, that judge specifically has...
Tim's going to hit 100,000 tonight. He's already at 66,000, and Donald Trump hasn't even appeared. He's already at 66,000, and Trump hasn't even appeared. He's going to hit 100K tonight. And he should. He 1,000% should hit 100K.
Briefly, just to make sure everybody...
I was like 7 feet away from that.
Anybody who might not understand, I mean, this is Politico. Are you staring me down right now? Key Trump defense witness draws judge's wrath. This is unprecedented in absurdity and insanity that we're seeing in this court case. And It's worrying to me.
So again, I'll kind of go back to my stance on this. Is like Dave Smith celebrates Chase Oliver for running a great campaign. Let's just talk about this again. We thought that 2016 was the greatest accomplishment in American political history we've ever seen. I've talked about this many times. Donald Trump defeated the mainstream. He defeated the Clinton crime family, the Obama transgender family. He defeated the Bush crime family. He defeated political dynasties. He defeated the Democrats. He defeated the rhinos. He defeated Hollywood. He defeated the mainstream. He defeated every single person in his path. It's unprecedented what he did in 2016. It's unprecedented. Well, what he's doing now in 2024 is honestly even more impressive because he has 4 different indictments. They're making him go to these stupid court cases. They're making a mockery of the American judicial system. And Trump is not only going to these court cases and being bogged down by it, having them spy on his family, raid Mar-a-Lago, doing everything they can. They're locking up his supporters for being his supporters. They're putting people in jail for memes. They're doing everything they can to slow down the MAGA momentum, and the only thing they've done is made it more powerful. If that's not an impressive campaign, I don't know what is. But I'm glad Dave Smith is really hyped about Chase Oliver's campaign. I'm glad you're excited about Chase Oliver's campaign. Good Lord. It's unbelievable. So Trump now in 2024 is actually doing something even more impressive than he did in 2016. And there's not another person on the planet that could deal with what he's dealing with, and yet he keeps powering through. It's insane.
We're with how, I mean, what did Biden just say the other day? Pack-a-lack-a-lacka? He's got a new. I don't know. He's got a new one. He's got a new word.
Yeah. Between him and Kamal, they have their own language.
He's an innovator. He's a creator. You know.
That's right.
He's creating
slang terms,
new jobs for Webster Dictionary.
You know what you got to do? Get him a T-shirt that says what he should say on the T-shirt that he can wear.
That might help.
But you have to print it so he can read it up from the bottom.
Go bottom up. Just be like. But you know, on your thing,
I wonder if this was planned out or if Tim negotiated this, which was pretty impressive if Tim was negotiate this. If you're tuning in, because unlike the audience on Timcast, I will at least catch you up to what's going on right now. We are looking at Timcast IRL right now. There is 70,000 people watching Timcast. Congratulations to Tim. It was presented that Donald Trump was going to be on live on Timcast IRL. That is not quite the case. This was pre-recorded at the Libertarian National Convention on Saturday night. This is Kash Patel. Later on, Donald Trump will be joining Tim, I'm assuming, at this location, and they're going... No, actually, I don't think so, because I've seen the pictures of it. I think Tim has to go to another location. I'm not sure. But either way, Tim wasn't overly transparent with his audience, which... I'm going to refrain from criticizing him tonight because it's still a massive win for him, and I do fully respect it. There's a link to Tim's stream in the pinned post if you want to go directly to Tim's stream and support him over there. Be my guest. But it felt like that Trump was going to be on at the start, and it looks like this is going to last a full 2 hours. I mean, you got to... There's like a part of me that respects it, okay? I mean, there's a part of me that respects it. So, but like he did say it in the description right here. In the description, it says it. Tim Pool sat down with Trump for roughly 17 minutes. Kash Patel joins for the first hour and a half. We recorded Saturday morning in the evening with Trump due to his Secret Service restrictions. So, you know... There you go. So it's not like he didn't say it, but he was still super vague on it. He was still super vague. So that's where we are. So it looks like this is not going to happen until the end, but I do think Tim is going to hit 100,000 concurrent viewers tonight. Let's see how our chat's doing really quick. I want to catch up on some super chats. I really appreciate you guys being here. I apologize for... I didn't fully understand what was going to happen tonight either. So I apologize for not knowing, but there was no way I was going to know. I kind of fell into the same trap that a lot of the viewers did. Hayden Wayne says Chase Oliver is just a leftist who doesn't want to pay some taxes. That's it. He's a nut, just like the anti-border libertarians. There are still some who are great thinkers. Matt, is it Kib, for instance, or this guy, Eric July? Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm friends with Eric, and I know Eric's a libertarian, and I honestly, though, but that's the thing. I don't talk about, like, politics with my friends unless it comes up in conversation. Like, clearly me and Ripa don't agree on things, and it has literally no impact on our friendship whatsoever. So, yeah, I mean, it's, but my whole thing is like, this Dave Smith guy is more upset or more defiant towards Trump than he is this Chase Oliver guy. And again, all that's really happening right now is the Libertarian Party and the name Libertarian has been damaged substantially. Now that Trump came in there, you treated him like shit, and you're embracing a leftist weirdo who puts masks on and is for transitioning children and is for pro-BLM. Not really a great look. Phil for 20 says Dave Smith is completely overrated as a debater. He cowers one-on-one. Cuomo will own him with word salad. I tend to think, again, as someone that doesn't know a lot about Dave Smith, I tend to lean that Dave Smith, holy shit, Tim's chat is mad. But anyway, I tend to believe that Dave Smith is going to destroy Cuomo simply because, like, I could just disagree with Dave Smith on Trump and all that other stuff. Chris Cuomo is an inherently evil human being. Like, he is an evil human being who has done things that you can't redeem the things that Chris Cuomo has done, which is why I have to even question Patrick Bet-David bringing him on. Like, I have no problem bringing people on that you disagree with, that have a difference of opinion. Chris Cuomo is an evil person. He's pure evil. The things that he did to this country, the lies that he told, the manipulation, the part that he played and everything like that, he is pure evil. Pure evil. 3412 Studio says, but the debate skill exists. I mean, that's a good point. Okay, let's see. Jake for 10 says, glad you're covering this. I want to see it, but I won't watch Tim out of principle since he called me and his whole chat bots a while back during the Eliza Blue nonsense. He lost me forever with that shit. Yeah, man. Between that and the Jack Murphy thing and the Eliza Blue stuff, like, all he had to do was acknowledge it, you know? Like, all he had to do was acknowledge it. He didn't have to make a deep statement on it or nothing like that. All he had to do was acknowledge it, and it would have been fine. You know, like, dude, there's still, like, a lot of people that want me to talk about the whole Nick Rekieta thing, and my thing is, like, I don't want to talk about the Nick Rekieta thing. I think it's horrible. I am watching all the stuff on it. I am, from a viewer standpoint, I am glued to my YouTube watching it. I've been watching Kino Casino. I've been watching Legal Mindset. I watched Medicare. I am glued to, I can't get enough of it as a viewer. But as a person that knows Nick Rekieta, I find it to be incredibly sad, and I know that there's a lot of content being made on it. I can't bring myself to talk about it publicly and make, like, videos on it and live streams. I just can't do it. You know, I can't. I saw someone the other day, and I think this is again, maybe this has been said before, but if it hasn't been said, like, in a bigger public setting, I'll say it here now, because to me, this is the best thing I've ever heard. The best description of Medicare is he's the final boss of the internet. And I was like, holy shit, that is so accurate. Medicare is the final boss of the internet. Whoever said that, it was on Twitter. I tip my hat to you because it's so accurate. Mr. Medicare, final boss of the internet. So fucking accurate. So yeah, there are things that you're not wanting to, you know, from an internet standpoint, you don't have to talk about the specifics and the details and all of that, but you should acknowledge things. And when the Eliza Blue thing happened and the Jack Murphy thing happened, he should have acknowledged it and said a few things about it, to like, hey, this is out there. It sucks. I don't really want to get into it. And this is what it is. So the Singing Tigs says the biggest voices in libertarianism are pro-life, closed borders, and strongly against teeing the children. Dave Smith, Clint Russell, Scott Horton. Unfortunately, they don't have the power in the party. Well, maybe they should spend more time talking bad about Chase Oliver than Donald Trump. That would be my recommendation. Wayne Allen says Trump hired Kushner, Bolton, Haley, Barr, gave millions to Fauci, and expanded every agency. I will not vote for that. I mean, I respect that. Vote for Biden, I guess. I mean, I'm not telling you who to vote for. I just think that if you're focused, like Kushner and Bolton and Haley and Barr, all terrible hires. Not going to argue with you on that. I think he didn't handle the Fauci situation correctly. Not going to argue with you on that. He's still the best president we've ever had in our lifetime. He still didn't create any new wars. He still had a booming economy. He still won, even though we are supposed to say he lost. He did everything in his power to make America great again. He did, and he's going to win again. But I understand there's problems to have with Trump, and you can have those problems. But I don't think that is. I mean, the other option is Joe Biden. So go with that, I guess, if that's what you want to do. All right. So right now they're still talking. I want to tune back in for just a minute and hear.
He's pushing, but will there be less spending, and will there be kind of a change to the previous policies that did increase the debt?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you saw was Donald Trump spent in areas that weren't spent on before, that needed to be spent on to do things like build a border wall. But he also went overseas and took our money back. And I think you'll see a big windfall from going over to tariffing the Chinese and the CCP, or going to NATO and saying.
So if you're just tuning in, I appreciate you guys being here. We are currently waiting for President Trump to make his appearance on Timcast IRL. It was a little, and again, I'm not criticizing Tim for this. It was a little kind of like, how is this being presented? Is he going to start the show? Whatever. So Tim did it the right way. He grifted it the right way. And he's got now 70,000 people, although that's a tick down because it was like at 72,000. I think once Trump appears, he's going to cross 100,000 people watching. So we'll see. Can we beat him in Super Chats tonight? We're off to a good start. So we'll see. I mean, hell, I've already given him $100. By the way, my Super Chat on Tim's channel has 400 likes. No, 385 likes. Look at that. Here we go. Look at that. Congratulations, Tim. We need Trump on Timcast IRL in person for 2 full hours. LFG, let's fucking go. So we'll see. I don't think it'll happen, but that would be good if it happened. It would be good for Tim if it happened. But I don't think it will. His chat saying, is this clickbait? Is it clickbait? I don't know. Maybe it's because it's a premiere. I can't see the downvotes. It's really strange. Let me go and see if I can go to another video really quick and see if I can see. Okay. So, yeah, I went over to Geeks and Gamers, and I can see the downvote. So I think it's because it's a premiere. So here's me on Geeks and Gamers, and there's so I've got the dislike counter here on my regular video, but I guess because it's a premiere, it doesn't show it until after the premiere, maybe. I'm not sure. But I guess that's explains that. Okay, here we go. Read a couple more super chats. We're waiting patiently. Yairo Murphy says, if all goes correctly, TDS will be entered into psychological journals for psych students to learn. I mean, it really, really is. It really is it's a real thing. Like, it really is. Like, TDS is real. I don't know what to tell you. There's just nothing else you can say other than, like, people that suffer from TDS, it's wild, man. They can't think straight. They go to bed at night thinking about Trump. They wake up in the morning thinking about Trump. Everything that happens in their life that's bad is Donald Trump's fault. And everything the man does makes them lose their minds. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. It really is. Like, there is nobody that turns the needle as much as Donald Trump, either positively or negatively in people's emotions. It's wild. Like, and on the flip side of that, there are people that will not criticize anything Donald Trump does. Like, Donald Trump can do no wrong. He can do no wrong. And I understand that. That's fandom. But the anti-Trump side is the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. I truly don't get it. By the way, Blackguard dropped 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Blackguard. I appreciate that. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the gifted memberships. And welcome to all the new members. This is CobraCast, and we have typically we go 3 days a week, but lately it's looking like this has almost been a 7-day-a-week show. So you might be seeing more and more CobraCast as time allows me, for sure. But I also do own Geeks and Gamers, and that's the main channel for Geeks and Gamers. So you can go subscribe over there if you're into the entertainment side. Also tonight, after CobraCast, we're playing Mario Kart 8 with the whole Geeks and Gamers team over on the Geeks and Gamers Play channel. So we got a lot going on. You see 157 downvotes? Okay, that's weird because I don't. That is so weird. Let me refresh one more time and see if they show up for me. Okay, they're showing up for me now. Here we go. They're showing up for me now. There we go. So I refreshed. So 171. But make sure you like it. Make sure you like this one for Tim. Tim deserves the like. Even though he clickbaited you, he's pushing 80,000 live concurrent viewers right now. Jupiter Knight says, Trump should come on CobraCast. Hail the 199. As I've said, man, my whole goal with this show and what I do, if I get access to things, that's great. That's never been my goal. My goal is the fact that there's 100 people that watches me every night is amazing. And I'm thankful for each and every person that watches me and supports Geeks and Gamers, supports my team, gives me the opportunity. I work for the people, and that's it. And so I'm really thankful for everything that we have here. I just want to keep moving forward with that. I'm not looking for access. I'm not looking to I don't care about like press passes and access to events or Trump rallies or anything like that, or going to Mar-a-Lago. I would love to go to Mar-a-Lago, but I'm not looking to try to position myself, because I think that there's a lot of phonies on the political side of things, whether it's the right or the left. But there's a lot of people that grift off of Trump because it gets them access and gets them attention. And so I totally just don't want to be part of that world. And the more that Geeks and Gamers grows and the more CobraCast grows, the less I want to be connected to people, because there's just so much bullshit on the internet that I just want to keep a tight circle. And yeah, it is what it is. Holy fuck says, Jeremy clickbaiting Tim's clickbait thumbnail. Pretty much. Ozymandias says, does G&G have investors? No. The super chats and the donors and the people that send on Streamlabs, but I would take. I've left the conversation open to. In order for us to get to where we want to go, we will need investors at some point, but it's got to be the right situation where I lose no control over anything. It has to be, what is it called? An angel investor or blind investor or something like that. It would have to be somebody that's willing to fund with me having 100% control on everything. I will not give up control because I can't give up control. Yeah, Hayden basically is investing in Geeks and Gamers. So, yeah, Alec balled his finger. All the super chatters, Willie, will legalize adulthood. And anybody, whether you're sending a 5, a 10, a 20, a 100, a 50, or if you're just, to be fair, if you're just watching the stream, you're helping, you know? So, you know, you all help. Legalize adulthood with 20 more gifted memberships. Silent investor. But yeah, so I don't have any actual like people from behind the scenes that are just pumping money into G&G. I've had offers, but they were not offers that felt genuine, and they weren't offers that felt like they felt like they could hurt us overall. So I had to back away from stuff like that. But I have had offers. Just nothing that I was willing to entertain. So if you're tuning in, again, I hate to keep recapping, but I feel like I have to. Let's see. But yeah, we are waiting for Donald Trump to make his appearance on Timcast IRL right now. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. But Kash Patel is on right now. we're looking at another hour of this, but I can't click off of here because I feel like I might miss something. My feeling is we're going to get Trump in the last 30 minutes. That's my feeling. Dan Vask for 2, which essentially is like 22 cents USD, says my investment. Thanks, Dan. Tim is about to break 80,000 and Donald Trump hasn't even shown up. He hasn't even shown up. Holy crap. This is wild. Nobody turns the needle like Trump. Nobody. Slain. Oh, by the way, I'm trying to legalize adulthood. I have all of the 199 Marvel issues here that you gave me. I have all the 199 Marvel issues you gave me. I got them right here. Dan Bass for 20 gifted memberships. What? What is happening when Dan Vass gives 20 gifted memberships? Holy shit, something's going on.
In this modern day world, if we don't have any of our...
Krista Nova got a Dan Vask membership. Look at that.
Angela Merkel.
No, but
Angela Merkel deserves to be spied on like she was previously before by the U.S. intel agencies.
I agree. I don't know about those numbers, but
Dude, the chat. Somebody said Scamcast IRL. We got played. Where's Trump? Nobody cares about the conversation that is happening on the screen right now. Nobody cares about this conversation. It's so disrespectful to Kash Patel because it's probably a great conversation, but nobody gives a shit. Best clickbait of 2024, says Vicky. Oh, man. No one with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, no one. Show us our president, says Dr. Gene Banana. It's all the people want. They just so 100% he's clearing 100,000 viewers. When Trump shows up, this chat, my chat, and his chat are going to go ballistic. They're going to go ballistic. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be great. You guys are insane tonight. All right, let me just, so we're monitoring it. We're monitoring it, okay? I want to see how you guys are doing really quick. Look at all those MAGA red bombs in this stream. That is how you do it. Legalized Adulthood says, I have Dave Rubin on the other line. He says he loves this Libertarian candidate that's in favor of all doors being open. Sometimes it's hard to talk sense to a party guy. Good old Dave Rubin. Good old Dave Rubin. What's up, Legalized Adulthood? Orbital 1970 Goat says, Trollcast to IRL. Wild Wolf GT says, I wonder if Trump said hi to Bubba at the Coke 600. I got a feeling he didn't. I got a feeling that he didn't. I got a feeling Bubba Wallace didn't say anything to President Trump. Patrick, is it Ropke? Says, Ron Paul is what the modern libertarians were, but this new gen has distorted the meaning of an actual policy. Now it's anarchist and legalize all drugs. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because I don't identify myself with any political party per se. I mean, again, I've said jokingly, I said I'm a Trumplican. That's, you know, I'm MAGA. That's all I am. I don't give a shit about Democrats, the Republicans. I don't care about any of that. But I mean, my whole thing on a lot of these issues is it probably lines up with a lot of people that identify themselves as libertarian. But I just think that it puts this weird aura around you when you get in that kind of sphere of how these people act. It's really strange. Let's see. Lord West says, hey, Jeremy, my first time super chatting. That's a $17.76. $17.76 super chat. Hey, Jeremy, first time super chatting. Anyone ever? I never watch you live, but always watch later. You are a stud. Keep up the hard work. Thank you, Lord West. And I am honored that you sent your first super chat to me here on CobraCast 199. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Crystal D says, so wait, with Trump, they would have had power in the White House and a cabinet and free prisoner. But instead, they're patting themselves on the back for getting some press and no power. Are these asshats 12? Exactly. That's what, but it makes no sense. Like, it's the strangest thing I've ever seen. Arclight with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Arclight. Let's see. Aminti says, I love Kash Patel, but throwing him out as a consolation prize is pretty whack. Equally whack is libertarians for giving so much grief to Trump. F those guys. They made themselves a joke. Yeah, that's true. Poor Kash Patel is just kind of thrown out to the wolves right now, and no one's listening to anything he has to say. None. Dutchy says, please don't react to Timcast till Trump is on. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to keep it pulled up so that I keep an eye. But I do have the stream pulled up right here on my phone, so I'm watching over it. Love Dogs for 20 gifted memberships. Holy shit. What is going on tonight? You guys are on it. Thank you so much. I don't know why you guys support me the way you do. I really don't, but I appreciate it. Nobody of consequence says, thanks for the stream. Much rather give you a few dollars for the entertainment so I don't have to watch the premiere. IRL should be live. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, what I think, and again, I always have to preface this, okay? And Lance Finn, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Raven Creek Charms for the 5 gifted memberships as well. Thank you. The way this should have gone. But I think Tim wanted Memorial Day off, so it's probably not a bad move. I think Tim wanted Memorial Day off. So what I think is that how this should have gone is that the Kash Patel interview should probably have been for members only. He should have done an hour-and-a-half show tonight building up to the Trump interview and then left the last 30 minutes. He goes off air at 90 minutes on IRL, and then he does the Trump interview, like plays that. That's how he should have done it. But, you know, it is what it is. Who am I? He's got 100,000 people watching, not me. Ronan the Crusader says, as an ANCAP myself, I'm willing to admit embarrassment for the Libertarian Party. The fact that it's run by degenerates with the Mrs. Caucus slowly losing their voice just makes me say, I hope Trump can get it done. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I want to be clear, like, I don't care. Like, I have nothing against people if they're libertarians. I have none whatsoever. It's just that what they presented, you should not want. You should be rejecting that completely if you want to be taken seriously. And that includes Dave Smith based on the comments that he said about Trump the following day. That should be rejected by anybody in the Libertarian Party. While this guy is simultaneously praising Chase Oliver. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Unicycle Peon for 50 on Rumble. All the Patel families I know IRL are all rich. So when I hear Kash Patel, my brain translates to cash. Cheers from Mississippi. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Crash Mondo says there are some good people in the Libertarian Party. Well, there were. I'm seeing a lot of the good ones say hard pass on Chase. Dave Smith, in a later tweet, even admits that Chase is a terrible candidate. Well, it sounds to me like the guy's just trying to, like, he's basically just trying to appease too many people, which is never, again, what's the rule? If you're trying to please everybody, you're going to please nobody. So that's essentially what he's doing right now, and I don't think it's working out for him. He's trying to please everybody, and he's going to end up pleasing nobody. Kevin just dropped 50 gifted memberships. Holy shit. If you like a generous place, the Snake Pit is for you, meaning our chat. We have the best chat on the internet. Hands down, it's not even close. And I don't know, like, I don't know how this happens. I don't know why you guys support me the way you do. I really appreciate it. I thank you so much. I wake up every day just going, man, there's probably people's not going to show up today. It's not going to be, and that's fine if it slows. Like I'm programmed to just think like this is all going to go away soon, Jeremy. All right, you can't sustain this. People are going to find out you're actually retarded, and they're going to stop supporting you. Like that's my mind. Mez303 with 10 gifted memberships. Holy crap. But yeah, I'm like, they're going to find out you're retarded at some point. Like or maybe that's why they do it. Maybe they know I'm retarded and they're like, we gotta help this guy out. He needs all the help he can get. Either way, I'm okay with it. Oh man. The Singing Tig says, glad you've seen 30 seconds of Dave speak and determined that he has TDS. You sound like a person who's seen the good people on both sides and bought into it. No hate though. You're allowed to be wrong. Well, no, like, I even saw his response to Viva on that clip as well. That response to Viva, I saw that one as well, and it wasn't a good response. It wasn't to me. It didn't show. I'll show you his response to Viva, if I can find it. But yeah, he responded to Viva's tweet, and it just sounds more and more like the dude is just very defiant, very defiant. So Viva made the tweet. Here you go, right here. Viva made the tweet. Dave Smith responds, "Oh, fuck off, Viva. If you actually listen to both speeches instead of splicing them up in this dishonest way, it's obvious that there is no contradiction." So it's just like, then what did you say? All right, what did you say that takes away from the fact that you said that they all said, fuck Donald Trump, and you were happy about it? There wasn't a jump cut after that. There wasn't a jump cut before that. I know about jump cuts, okay? I know all about jump cuts and things taken out of context. That was not taken out of context. It just wasn't. So, and his defiant of like, oh, fuck off, Viva, that sounds like somebody who's absolutely having trouble managing the shit storm that he has created for himself. You know what I mean? So this sounds weak. So yeah, it's just dumb. It's very dumb. You're celebrating the fact that your party has made an ass of themselves. That's essentially what you've done. And now you're trying to backpedal after saying that Chase Smith is a great guy. And like, oh, he's not my candidate, but he fought a hard campaign. Fuck that guy. That guy doesn't deserve any respect. Masking himself up, putting his pride flag bullshit on, talking about transitioning children, talking about Black Lives Matter, celebrating that Donald Trump was banned off social media. No. That guy, fuck that guy. Okay, let's see where we're at. But anyway, I wanted to acknowledge that. And again, I got to be clear. If you are a libertarian, I have no problem with that. You don't deserve, I don't deserve anybody has to explain to me anything. You don't have to explain anything to me about your political views. I'm just talking about the leadership of the party, and what they're willing to accept does not reflect good on the party. And ultimately, Donald Trump, it seems like he's broken this small little fraction of a party anyway, because he walked in there, he extended his hand, he extended help, he even offered to put a libertarian in his candidate, or a libertarian person in his cabinet, and they booed him. They rejected him. And then you, Dave Smith, the leader of the party, celebrated that your whole party told the president of the United States to go fuck himself. None of that's good. None of that's good. So he could be the greatest guy in the world, but that's not a good look. All right, where are we at with Tim right now? 82,000 are watching Timcast. 82,000. Blackguard dropped 20 gifted memberships. Good Lord, guys. Warren Smith. We love our retarded Jeremy. He's retarded, but he's ours. 199. GCA, best chat. Let's go. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Kyle says a Breitz montage guarantees a Trump victory. No Breitz montage guarantees a Biden victory, so it has been declared. Quack, quack. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. The chat, Tim's chat, is not talking about anything. Anything. All right? Let's see. Future Boy says, coward, read my supers. All right. Well, let me go find your supers. Future Boy. Where's Future Boy supers at, Jed? Since he's so upset. I'm looking for him now. Here's one. Future Boy says, let's see. Cobra squirting in her jealous knickers, simping on a Daddy Donnie interview. LOL, gay simp. You sent me money to call me gay. My friends call me gay for free. You sent money to call me gay. That's a win for me, bro. I encourage super chats calling me gay. All right. And then Future Boy for 2 says Cobra's teats are like diamonds simping on daddy. These aren't even good. I mean, I again send the money. I just wish they were good. You know what your super chats are like, Future Boy. Your super chats, they're kind of like Disney Star Wars. I wanted it to be good. It just turned out to be dog shit. I did. I wanted your super chats to be good. It just turned out to be dog shit, you know? But I appreciate it. So thank you. Gung Ho Max says Jeremy is gay. You're welcome. Ron Cook says for 2 says I'm just here for the free haba haba pics. All right, let's get back to again. My anticipation here is that we are T-minus 40 minutes away from President Trump. That's my anticipation. T-minus 40 minutes from Trump, and Tim's chat is just going ballistic right now still, and it's so funny. So T-minus 40 minutes from Trump. Probably. Buddy says, missed my super chat when you first came on camera. Okay, let me go back through them. All right, let's see. Fan funding. Trying. There's a lot going on right now. Is this live? I want to make sure we're live right now. We are live, so we're waiting. We are waiting. Rude Collie says, hey, Jeremy, you're gay. All right, you guys are a trip. Let's see where we're at. There's so many super chats. You're trying to overwhelm me. It's not going to work, chat. You know I can handle it, okay? I can handle it. The chat summary. Let's see. This very first one, it's a $2 super chat, and it says, do you know Tim? I can't read the name because the pinned post is in the way. What's that person's name that says, do you know Tim for $2? It was the very first $2 super chat, I think. Jed, what's the person's name? Because I can't read it. It says, do you know Tim? No, I don't know Tim, and I don't think Tim knows me. I don't think he knows of my existence. And as I said, if he does know my existence, he probably views me as like an ankle biter chihuahua that he just wants to just kick the shit out of, so I'll leave him alone. But I have no ill will towards Tim at all. None at all.
That's not from the beginning of the stream, but that's Vicky.
Okay.
Vicky Tenny, I believe.
Okay.
Buddies is the very first one in the small super chats column.
All right, I can't pull that up now because I'm screen capping Tim's stream. What does Buddies say? Because I'm just going to go down the list of fan funding right now. That's going to screw you up, but I'll try to tell you what dollar amount they are when I read them.
Buddy said, Libertarian Party equals watching Beardo play Metal Gear.
Okay, that's good. That was good. All right, thanks, Jed. All right, Austin Cruz for 5 says Dave Smith is great on COVID, medical freedom, and has called out the government persecution of Trump and J6ers. I'm sure he has. Again, that doesn't change the fact that he came up on stage and celebrated that his whole party told President Trump to go fuck himself. CJ says, see you in Dallas, 199 MAGA. Let's go. Captain Flatastic member message says libertarians looking bad just for the publicity because libertarians don't count and they know it. That's a pretty accurate description right there. Let's see. Future Boy for 2 says you're more entertaining than Tim IRL. F that fake. I don't know if Tim's fake. I think Tim's Tim, you know? I don't think that he's fake. I think that he does a good job. I think he's a very important voice, and he needs to be an important voice, and he needs to continue. Like November, I want Tim to be very successful moving into November. I want PBD to be successful moving into November. I want any show and anybody that's covering President Trump in a positive way to be successful moving into November. Because at the end of the day, it ain't about my success or Tim's success or anybody else's individual success. President Trump has to win in November, and that's the bottom line. So all the other bullshit doesn't matter to me. There's no other amount of bullshit or details that matter. If Trump doesn't win, we are fucked. That's the truth. If Trump doesn't win, we as a country are screwed. We cannot deal with another 4 years of the Barack Obama. We can't have a fourth Barack Obama term, because that's essentially what you're voting for in November. You're voting for a fourth Barack Obama term, and we cannot survive that. I know that it's Joe Biden's campaign and his name's the one. That's fine. We all know that he's not running anything. He's making no decisions whatsoever. Joe Biden has not made a decision, a decision on substance since he took office, and we all know that. He has not made a decision. Not one single decision Joe Biden has made that has had any impact on this country. And that's just the truth of it. Let's see. Not a banned account for 199 says, will Trump be answering super chats? Well, I think we have our answer to that one. Don't could you could you imagine if Trump took super chats? This is what we would get if Trump was answering super chats. Hang on just a minute. I'll show you right now. This is the this is the type of answer we would get. Let's see if I can find it. This is one of my favorite Trump answers ever, if I can find it. Is this it? Come on, YouTube. The way YouTube searches, you can't search things with Trump on YouTube. It's really weird. Here we go, right here. Here it is. This is so good. Trump is amazing at, like, the way he answers questions is so cool. Here we go.
Okay. You mentioned the Bible. You've been talking about how it's your favorite book. And you said, I think last night in Iowa, some people are surprised that you say that. I'm wondering what one or two of your most favored Bible verses are, and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it, because to me that's very personal. You know, when I talk about the Bible, it's very personal, so I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into...
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite?
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Even to cite a verse that you like?
No, I don't want to do that.
You're an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal. I think it's just an incredible... The whole Bible is an incredible... I joke very much so. They always hold up the Art of the Deal. I say my second favorite book of all time. But I just think the Bible is just something very special.
Okay.
Probably both. Or probably equal. So good, dude. Fucking love it. Trump is funny as hell, man. Trump is funny as hell.
20 plus.
And ultimately, my thoughts on that, the reason he answered that way is because he's not going to have them use it against him. But it's just so funny, because I don't think he probably has a lot of substance to the answer either, because I can acknowledge that he probably doesn't have a lot of substance. Anybody can name a generic Bible verse, you know what I mean? But Trump probably is just like, there's no point in me saying anything, because the media is going to take that and spin it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Trump is like some scholar of the Bible. Okay. Spoiler alert. But I think he probably has some few verses that he's familiar with, but he probably was just like, I'm not going to get into this. You know what I mean? Probably equal. Oh, man. He said it's my favorite book. What's your favorite verse? I don't want to get into it. It's fantastic. So good, so good. Grifters 199. Yes, Grifters. Dude, he should have said Trump 16. He should have said Trump 316 says I just whooped your ass. If Trump would have said that, it would have been the most viral thing ever. I'm gonna go with Trump 16 says I just whooped your ass. Boom! Let's go. Let's go. But yeah, he is. Trump 316 says I just whooped your ass. That'd be the best thing he ever did right there. All right. So we are approaching 85,000 viewers for Timcast. 85,000. We are going to hit 100. I say this is like part of like I'm there. Tim is going to hit 100,000 viewers tonight. All right. What are they doing? What is this?
People showed up in Crotona Park. It's unheard of. 99% and black and Hispanic.
They booed AOC.
And they booed AOC.
Yeah.
Because they've now, you nailed it. They exposed the flank that is minorities were being bought by the Democratic Party for votes. Now they've done nothing for them. Crime is surging. And now the Democrats are replacing the minorities with illegals, not just in terms of jobs, but because they need votes because the minorities are now no longer voting for Democrats. They're all voting for DJT.
They want a subservient, compliant voter class. And I think that's horrendous. This is something that we should be opposed to and expose for what it is, right?
100%.
Yep.
Well, they're taking away their social services as well, which has a lot of people in the black community kind of asking the question, why don't you kind of care about me? But it seems like every 4 years they're like, hey, we'll pander to you here just for your...
Let's see the downvotes. And I hope the downvotes haven't gone up, but we'll see. They don't need to be. I know people are mad. Nah, downvotes are fine. I think people are bitching about it, but they're cool, you know. Dude, can we get mine up to 1,000 likes over on Tim's show? Look at that. We're at 616 freaking likes. Can we get 1,000 likes on my super chat on Tim's channel? Super chat's about to disappear though. I think it's about to run out. So it may disappear. So you might not be able to find it soon. So, but the fact that it's got 618, 620, that is crazy, dude. What the hell? I'm gonna move this back over. Yeah, my super chat just disappeared. It just disappeared. Damn it. People are still able to like it, but it just disappeared. Oh, well. All right. So, again, if you're just tuning in, Tim kind of clickbaited a little bit, but I don't hate it. I appreciate it. Far be it from me to be the person that has any kind of like, oh, we shouldn't clickbait on YouTube. So from one grifter to another, Tim, I appreciate it. Your audience isn't thrilled, but I think that once Donald Trump shows up, I think all will be fine. Okay, I think all will be fine, and I think that everything will be okay. But they're a little frustrated right now. Clickbait cast. Where's Trump? Yeah. I will say, Tim, this is a lot of people usually say that a lot of people say that CobraCast chat actually moves faster than Timcast on normal nights. Not tonight. Not tonight. Timcast chat is insane. The sarcastic mailman says, hail, Jeremy. Hail the 199. This is a member message, by the way, Jed. Hail to the snake pit, MAGA for life. Thanks for all the laughs and keeping us entertained. Shout out to Crazy Landlow. Yeah, Crazy Landlow clips out a lot of our stuff from Geeks and Gamers, and there's some funny stuff over there. So, by the way, we have the D-Day Cobra Clips channel. So, mods, if you want to drop a link to that. So that's like uploads, like segments and stuff like that. Like tonight's segment from me reacting to the Trump interview will be uploaded over there. So keep that in mind. So D-Day Cobra Clips. If you guys, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. So hopefully we can get to 1,000 subscribers tonight. We'll see. Cade Karen says RK Outpost for president for the 199. Mike Gill says Tim checking viewers ready to hit the red button and take this one to members only. Yeah. He does that, doesn't he? He does do that. Donut Fit said, is Tim still 49% or 51% Trump now or still waiting? I think he's full on Trump at this point. I mean, obviously he doesn't really have a choice in the matter. So, yeah, I think so. I think he's full on Trump at this point. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot says, I think he will do Kash Patel first. We'll see. Well, you were correct, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Eric John Pizza Artist says Trump has 10 times the energy that I had in college. You're not even joking. That's the crazy part. Wild Wolf GT, wonder if Trump said hi to Bubba at the Coke 600. Let's see. Patrick for 10 says Ron Paul is what the modern libertarians were, but this new gen has distorted the meaning and actual policy. Now it's all anarchist and legalize all drugs. I did read that one earlier, but I decided to go ahead and read it again because I was already into it. Rob Morgan with the member message. Happy birthday to the great Cole Hauser. Happy birthday, brother. Let's see. Love Dog says, Jeremy, your treatment of Tim Pool is so kind and fair. Mad respect. Thank you. That's $5. Look, I've gone in pretty tough on him in the past, so it's only fair, man. It's only fair. But thank you for that member message, Rob Morgan. Future Boy, I got that one earlier. Eric John Pizza Artist for 199 says Dave hates Trump for COVID and Fauci and Syria. Again. I'm so glad Trump did. Like, if Trump would have gone to the Libertarian National Convention and brought up Operation Warp Speed, they may have rioted on him. I'm glad he stopped talking. He needs to stop talking about that shit. He just needs to stop. Bird Up says it doesn't matter if the Libertarian Party hates Trump. He had the balls to speak to a hostile crowd. Biden would never do that. It's a win for Trump. I agree 1,000%. I agree with Jay. He says, as an independent, I see the Libertarians do is this. The first time former and running candidate for president talks to them and was disrespected. That's the way I'm looking at it. That is a $5 super chat. Charlie says, can you stop talking about it? Can I stop talking about what? Legalize adulthood. Sent you an email about investing. Check your spam folder. Did you really? Is that a joke or not? Because I'm 100% interested. By the way, I got to show you guys this, okay? I'm going to go off camera for just a second and grab this that Legalize Adulthood sent me. Hang on just a second. All right, I'm back. Didn't take long. Legalize Adulthood at the Vegas meetup brought me all of these Marvel comic issues, and they are issue 199. So they're all these are Marvel comic issues 199. Look at that. Daredevil 199. See that? All of these are Marvel comic issues 199. It's amazing. You got Iron Man here. Uncanny X-Men. And they're all issue 199. That is crazy. Amazing Spider-Man. That is insane. The Mighty Thor. Incredible Hulk. Captain America and the Falcon. All issue 199. Fantastic Four. Spectacular Spider-Man and X-Men. Look at there. Dan Vask, you in the chat. You in the chat. I know you'll like that one. So yeah, it's good stuff, man. So thank you, Legalize Adulthood, you mad lad. You mad lad. Okay. Let's see where we're at. Explain the 199 D-Day Cobra for those asking. If you go to my Twitter account at D-Day Cobra, the video is there. We also have a link to it on geeksandgamers.com explaining it. But essentially, we are very meme-oriented and audience-oriented here at Geeks and Gamers. And so whenever someone comes in our chat and criticizes us, we tend to laugh at them. And the worst thing you can do is misspell something when you're trying to criticize us, because we're going to take full advantage of that. So a guy came in our chat over a year ago on Geeks and Gamers Daily, and he was mad because we were complaining about Disney Star Wars and Star Wars Celebration, and he meant to say 1999, but he says Star Wars Celebration has been around since 199. He meant to say 1999, but he said 199. And then he says, stop being reactionaries. He was really mad. And so the chat started saying, we are the 199, we are the 199, and I was just like, this is awesome. This is funny. I'm laughing about it. After the stream, I told Ryan, I'm like, man, that thing might have caught on. I think that's going to stay. And he's like, It's not gonna, whatever. The next day, we put the link up, and everybody's in the chat. 199. That's all people are saying, and it was insane. It was insane. So it just hasn't gone away. So now we fully embraced it. We've had merch, and it's everywhere now. Every time I show up on a stream or a Geeks and Gamers person on a stream, there's the 199s in the chat. It's the coolest thing ever. It's the coolest thing ever. Doug freaking B for $100 says, live from Washington, D.C., and the National Spelling Bee competition starts tomorrow. Wish our awesome son Joshua luck and pray. I have met your son. That is awesome when you were at Universal Studios. So crazy awesome, Doug. Thank you so much for the super chat. And chat, show some love to Joshua and some good luck. The National Spelling Bee starts tomorrow. Good vibes in the chat. Good vibes in the chat. That's awesome. Hell yes. Let's see. All right, swig of water. We are currently waiting. We are past the first hour now, so we are now into hour 2 of Timcast, and we are currently waiting. And let's see where we are. Got that one. Eric John Pizza Artist for a 199 says, never play poker with Tim, king of slow rollers. Listen, man, I don't hate it at all. I don't, because at the end of the day, he's not lying to his audience. You can get mad that he clickbaited you. You can get mad that he misrepresented this. He still hasn't lied to the audience. Donald Trump is going to be here, and we're going to get an interview with Donald Trump. That is not a lie. And while you might get a little annoyed at the clickbait or whatever, that's the internet. It's part of it. I can't be mad at Tim for this. I can't be mad at... Now, he has lied to his audience, and when he does do that, or when he does manipulate, I will call him out on it. But I feel like this isn't... I don't feel like this is one of those cases at all. Let's see. Orbital 1970 Goat says, is Tim going to nuke this interview with the no explanation, so you have to watch it as a member? Crystal D says, so wait, with Trump. Oh, yeah, I got that one earlier. Gray Man Media says, he didn't get me. I figured it would be pre-taped. Well, again, I knew it would be pre-taped too. I just felt like it was going to be at the start, but that was my ignorance right there for thinking that. Slain Hope says, Tim sabotaged this interview. Be putting Tim first. Operation Outstanding in the Field. What's up, man? Watching this stream rather than bait and switch IRL. Well, thank you. I apologize for people that are getting bored. I'm trying to juggle and fill the gap of lack of time as much as I can while still keeping this up, because what I don't want to miss is I don't want to miss when Trump comes on. I don't want to miss that. So let's see. Linzer says, call Jay and Ripa and get them in here. I'm doing this through Zoom, so I don't have it set up for StreamYards. So, but I know Jay put on social media today that he's going to be focusing on getting everything ready for his book. Plus, Ripa just closed out the Yaira campaign, so he's busy. Let's see. Lord Botha says, it's a day ending in Y, so you know CobraCast is on. That seems to be what it's been lately, that's for sure. Slain Hope says, it's Kanye all over again. Tim thinks he's the star. Again, he's definitely... It's a weird dynamic because it's hard for me to understand it. Tim is not the star of Timcast IRL, even though it's him and his name and his brains and his creation. He's done all of it because he's good at what he does. But yeah, it's wild. But he's the person that's the least interesting on the show. But he's the reason the show exists. It's such a weird thing to figure out. You know what I mean? Dutchy says, please don't react to Timcast till Trump is on. Well, technically, I'm not, but I'm keeping the stream up at least. I'm going to switch over to the chat for just a minute. I'm driving Jed crazy with the way I'm reading these super chats right now. He probably wants to kill me. Let's see. Legalized Adulthood says, Jeremy, I sent you an email to G&G about investing. Check your spam folder. Trump 2024. Let's fucking go. Did you really? Is that, I'm looking right now. I'm looking. All right, I'm going to my spam folder right now. You better not be lying to me. Let's see. Can you tell me? All right, I think I see it. Okay. Yep. All right, I got it. All right, let's go. Munchie Ninja for 20 says they could have had representation. Instead, they wanted to be edgy by choking their rubber chickens. Yes, 1,000%. Hayden 75 or Hayden Wayne says Jeremy is just a make-a-wish kid of YouTube. We show up and laugh, but we want his dreams to come true. So we financially support him. It's a win-win scenario. We had to keep watching him flail online, and we love it. I got to read that one again. I was laughing too hard. It was too funny. I got to read it one more time. Hayden Wayne for 20 says Jeremy is just the make-a-wish kid of YouTube. We show up to laugh, but we want his dreams to come true, so we financially support him. It's a win-win scenario. We get to keep watching him flail online, and we love it. That was good. Terry Heipel says, for 20, says, I am sending this in memory of my mother who passed away a few months ago. She loved Trump and would be thrilled that I was following what was going on in politics because of your podcast. Terry, I am so sorry to hear that. I appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody in the chat appreciates that as well. So rest in peace to your wonderful mother, who was a Trump supporter, and I'm glad that CobraCast can, highlight some of the stuff that's going on as well. So, all right, yeah, exactly, Saltzilla, RIP based mom. That's what's up right there. There we go. Johnny the Whiz Kid says Soul Calibur this time. Nice! Best character. Kalik. That's who I use. Maximus BT says, where my breets at? And Zach says, yo. Cellular Dream says, Jeremy is gay. Darth Gorbag says, I don't want to hijack your stream, but I need advice. I'm afraid for my safety from my abusive, mentally ill father, and I don't know what to do. That's a whole different ball game right there that I am not qualified to, answer. What I would say is reach out to your local authorities. And I think they, would be better equipped for that. But I am not equipped to deal with that in terms of the online world. If it's IRL and I know you, I have dealt with situations like that. But yeah, and even if it's a troll, I take these things seriously because I err on the side of caution. And you never can tell on the internet, but anytime you're approached with questions like that, err on the side of caution. That's real. Contact your local authorities. Steve I am says, you see the bell end, they voted for the leader. Mark of Reality says, as Taiwan news rolls in, keep in mind that Donald J. Trump sent 208 F-16 Falcons to Taiwan. I have got this pulled up. Let's see. Cellular Dream says, that guy looks gayer than you, Jeremy. Gerald Armstrong says, have fun with your 3% libertarians. Absolutely. Hostile, bogey, and bound. Night before, v. Day after, I see no problem with it. Why are you mad? Night before versus day after, I see no problem with it. Why are you mad? I mean, I'm not mad. I'm laughing. So, I mean, again, if you don't take Trump seriously, don't take me seriously. Like, who cares what I think? Like, you guys, your claim to fame is that you hate Donald Trump. So why are you caring what a random Trump supporter on the internet says that's just online? Who cares what I think? Eric John Pizza Artist says, Chase Oliver will take votes from Biden, not Trump. Front Toward Enemy says, libertarians are the hipsters of politics. They don't want to be popular. Steak Slim says, the phrase your boos mean nothing to me. I've seen what makes you cheer is eerily accurate when dealing with the Libertarian Party. Jeremy can only give advice on grifting. That's true. Slain Hope says, Tim did a heel turn. He doesn't deserve your praise. I take case by case situation. I look at it just case by case because I'm not here to, hate on anybody or anything like that. I'm here to call balls and strikes because at the end of the day, I want Trump to win, and that's all I care about. Lapco, $10 says, I sincerely apologize for a couple of weeks ago when I revived the foot thing. I was just comparing you to a cam whore as a joke. I didn't know about the breach. I swear to God. I didn't know. Yeah, look what you've done. Future Boy for 10 says, if Trump wins, I'll pop a $500 super chat. If Trump loses, you smoke Beardo's ding dong live on stream. Deal? Absolutely no chance in hell. Are you kidding me? Trump's already won before and he didn't take office. Hell no, I'm not taking that deal. That's weird, by the way. Mark Schaefer says, man, if it were only Friday and we had Jay, if only. Doug B on Rumble says, I haven't forgot which platform is superior. Rumble. Thank you, Snake Pit. $100 super chat. $100 super chat. Yeah, I could see Tim paywalling the Orange Man. Dude, if he did that, the backlash would be brutal. It would be brutal. Okay, so we are getting close to where he should. I'd say in the next 10 to 15 minutes, okay? So we're keeping an eye on it. And guys, Eric K. and Hailstorm, you guys, just keep an eye on Timcast and pipe in if it looks like he's going to pop on. Aided Clock says, Sydney Sweeney or Eve from Stellar Blade? Trump, probably both. Well, it's not a bad answer. Mark Wad says, but Jeremy, how did those comics go on for that long? I'm told by current comic writers that it's normal for a series to be canceled after the first few issues, then rebooted, canceled, and rebooted. It's amazing how that works, isn't it? Amazing. Let's see. Creamer says, for 10, says, this was clickbait and you know it. Don't pretend it isn't. You're losing credibility. Me? Okay. I don't really understand, like, the criticism. Are you saying that it was clickbait from Tim's standpoint and I know it, or it was clickbait from my standpoint? I don't understand. If you think it was clickbait from Tim's standpoint, I agree, but I'm not that upset about it because it's Donald Trump and he's trying to maximize everything he can out of it. If you think I did the clickbait, that's weird because I have no inside knowledge of how Tim runs his show or anything. I only took the public information that was available. And if you go back to the description, it says that, quote, Trump sat down with Tim Pool for roughly 17 minutes. Kash Patel joins for the first hour and a half. That does not specify that Trump's going to be in the second hour. So, oh, it was clickbait from Tim's perspective, not yours. Okay, well, I agree that it was. You're still going to get Trump. But I agree that it was clickbait from Tim's perspective. But you're still going to get Trump. So you're still going to get the payoff. Let's see here. Front Toward Enemy says, libertarians don't want to be popular because it would ruin the cool guy factor of being able to say I'm libertarian. That is true. Gerald Armstrong says, I'm here for Kash Patel. Slain Hope says, Tim is owned by YouTube. It's why he rejects Rumble. Not a Band Account says, how can Tim in good conscience platform fascism? You talking about Trump? Eric John Pizza Artist says, Dave doesn't have TDS, defended him on Russiagate. I agree with Jay, says I agree with Jay. I want to go back to that one right there where you said, Tim is owned by YouTube. It's why he rejects Rumble. I don't agree with that. What I think is that, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, so like, okay, I'm on Rumble. Geeks and Gamers is on Rumble. We're on Kick. I'm going to put us as many places that I think people can watch us. I'm looking at putting us back on, or putting us on live streaming on Twitter, and potentially getting us back on Odyssey as well. You know, Rumble is I'm in communication with Rumble right now. They're working on getting us. So I've never taken sponsors really with Geeks and Gamers. And I have nothing against, I have a couple, but these are like more personal relationships with people I know, like companies. But Rumble's actually working with us to kind of help us with sponsors. I've declined a couple already because there was no way I was going to sponsor. I'm not going to be like really tough on the sponsor thing in terms of who will, like, if you want to work with us, if you want to pay us, we will sponsor your product. But there are certain companies I cannot work with. And there's one in particular that offered me a lot of money that I rejected. And most of you probably know the name of the company. They are sponsored by a lot of fucking YouTubers, and they offered me a lot of money, and I could not take it. I thought that was going to hurt what we're doing with Rumble. Luckily, it didn't. But I am not going to sponsor. No, it's not Raid Shadow Legends. But it's a company that's got a lot of. Let's see, Leah Rogers. You're onto it right there. So, yeah, starts with a B. Starts with a B. But I had to decline that one. But there's other ones, like they're working with us now, so we're going to have some sponsors hopefully in the near future with Geeks and Gamers, and I'm looking forward to that. But going back to the Tim Pool thing, I think Tim doesn't embrace Rumble because, again, in my opinion, it takes away the ability to have the uncensored show, which in his mind anyway, it takes that ability away. But it doesn't really. In theory, but he can't shut down his show halfway through and go, we can't continue the show on YouTube because someone said something. He can't do that if he's on Rumble because that's not an excuse so that means his show would stay live on Rumble and he couldn't push people to his memberships. So that's why he doesn't embrace Rumble, because he doesn't get to do the whole kill the show because it's getting spicy. We have to do members only. That's why. You know what I mean? That's why. Tim is terrible with super chats. That is true. I try to be pretty good with it. I try. Let's see. Kildzer says bait and switch cast. Slain Hope. Tim Pool is controlled opposition. He criticizes. Gunko Max says IRL. It's recorded losers. Fantastic Mr. Knox says Dave Smith and those like him can have that 3% LOL. Sumo Orange says if libertarians were smart, they'd infiltrate the GOP. Fantastic Mr. Knox says Trace Oliver supports Anquifa and anti-cop. Project Taco. Jeremy, throw cheeks and watch this channel get bigger than Timcast. Hail, Nagranol. Tobias. Alec Baldwin's finger. Sophie. Dark Warrior. Helldiver Champs. Hey, my goal is not to be bigger than anybody else as much as I just want to grow G&G to a different level. And, numbers are not the most important thing. It's interactions. And, again, CobraCast consistently beats Tim Pool in Super Chats. And the reason I only bring that up is not because it's like a brag. It's like we only have a fraction of his audience, and we still provide more. We still get more Super Chats than him. Now, if he read all of his Super Chats, probably. But he has his show structured the way he has it. All right, we're getting close. We've got to be getting close. Slain Hope says, can we just play, can we just pay you to play random vids for 1.5 hours? Front Toward Enemy says the Libertarian parties are snakes. They pander to constitutionalists, but run leftists. Benjamin Loken says, I just checked the IRL chat myself, and holy shit, they're pissed. Yeah, they are. Michael S. Archer says, here listening to you and watching Tim on the big screen. Thanks for your broadcast. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Crash Mondo says the term you're looking for is silent partner. Marlena says, find a technical level. What helps with the channel more? Super chats or gifted memberships? That's a good question. My thing would be, I think gifted memberships probably help more with the channel because it brings people back. So like right now, there's 4,000 people watching. Usually we have about 2,000 people watching. So we're doubling our numbers right now. So we have a lot of new people watching. So with having new people watch, if they get gifted memberships and they've never watched before, they might be inclined to come back if they get a membership. So by that standard, I think that gifted memberships probably help more because it helps engagement, if that makes sense. But we'll see. 91,000 people are watching Timcast right now. Fucking crazy, dude. Fucking crazy. I saw somebody said, hail Ripa. Is Ripa in the chat? Let's see. All right, let's go over to the stream. We've got to be close. We've got to be close. The chat, his chat is fucking mad. They are pissed. They are really mad. I hear them, though. I mean, I hear you. Tim's Uncensored Show uses Rumble as his backbone. Correct. Correct. I don't think Tim has a problem with Rumble. I just think for his business model, it doesn't work. Craig Morning with 10 Get memberships. Let's go. If you said you were having Trump on live, you'd have 80K too. Oh, 1,000%. All right, what's he saying?
Hired bad people. I don't trust him. And Trump it's hiring bad people and giving them control, like Fauci's included in this.
Oh, yeah.
Everything Fauci was involved with lying. And then the criminal prosecutions of said abject corruption. Right. So for me, I agree. I mean, I look at economic policy, and I get it. The deficit stuff is bad. But economically, this country was a churning, and so you can't compare that to today. Trump made mistakes. I'm fine. I think overall it was a net positive. Foreign policy, I think, was tremendous. I think his foreign policy was the best I've seen in my life. I'm 38. Maybe there's people who are older than me who saw it better. That's fine. Crossing the DMZ into North Korea, into enemy territory, big time. I nearly cried to see him make that move. No security detail. Crossing right into an enemy country. That's bravery. I respect it. The Abraham Accords, I think they're fantastic.
Ending the wars,
setting a timeline for withdrawal, trying to get us out of Syria. All of these things are massive net positives. And I look at all of that. But when I talk to libertarians, they say he's hiring bad people who stabbed him in the back. He doesn't know how to handle this. Bolton stabbed him in the back. My hope is that he's learned from that and that his revenge and our retribution will come with proper personnel. Because now he needs that good, like you said with Pence, he needs a better right-hand man. He needs a real right-hand man.
Well, I heard Alex Jones, there's a video of Alex Jones saying that he wants Rand Paul. Who was the other person he said? Was it Devin Nunes that Alex Jones has said he hopes is Trump's VP? I don't know how many of you watched WCW back in the day, okay? Monday Night Nitro, okay? But Tony Schiavone, and I love Tony Schiavone, but Tony Schiavone every week would say, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the most important night in the history of professional wrestling." Every week he would say that. Every week he would say that. Holy crap. And obviously it wasn't. So when I say that this is like the most important election in history, I feel like Tony Schiavone every time, all right? I don't want to say that, but it's true. This is the most important election ever, all right? And Trump's VP is the most important VP because it's only a 4-year run that Trump has left, all right? So this is the most important election, and the chat on Timcast is going crazy. But yeah, Tony Schiavone every week. "Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining WCW Monday Nitro. This is the most important night in the history of our business." So funny. Every week. You're like, oh, and every week you're like, oh, snap, let's go. It's the biggest night in the history of professional wrestling. Let's go. And some nights were amazing. Don't get me wrong. Monday Nitro was awesome.
Thank you very much. If you could sign it, that would be amazing. If you want to support me,
right,
you can on lukeunfiltered.com. We're doing nature hikes. We're touching grass. We're getting people outside, meeting each other. Thank you.
Thanks for coming out, Cash. It was good to talk to you. I am Phil That Remains on Twix. I'm Phil That Remains Official on Instagram. The band is All That Remains. You can catch us this summer on the Destroy All Enemies tour with Megadeth and Mudvayne. Our new single is called Divine. It's available on Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, and Doozer. Yeah, I think that's everything. So yeah, don't forget the Left Lanes for Crime. Hannah Claire.
We got to get the New England viewership up, Phil.
We
That's
do.
our job.
We do.
I'm Hannah Claire Brimwell. I'm a writer for SCNR.com. That's Scanner News. I'm really grateful to be part of that team. They're at Timcast News on Twitter and Instagram. I'm HannahClaire.B on Instagram. I'm Hannah Claire B on Twitter. Thanks so much for this conversation. Hi, President Trump.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Donald J. Trump.
Good. Mr. President, this is your seat we have for you right here. How are you? I'm very good. Nice to see you. We met at Mar-a-Lago a couple weeks ago. I remember. Yeah. You complimented my face. I really do appreciate it.
Your beauty.
Thanks for sitting down. I really do appreciate it. So I know you don't have a lot of time, so I'll just we'll jump right in.
Okay, good.
We had a couple polls we went over on our show, IRL. Young people, surprisingly, immigration is a top issue for them now. I was talking to a young guy, he's 26. He says he's watching what's going on in New York. He owns a business. He can't afford to buy his own house. He struggles to be able to support a family. And I know that you've said that there's going to be the largest deportation effort in your next term. How do we do it?
So millions and millions of people are coming into our country, and it's not necessarily exactly what we want or had in mind. They have open borders where people just flow in, and many of those people are coming from prisons. Many of those people, frankly, are murderers, and they're drug dealers, and they're coming from mental institutions, and they're coming from places that are not going to work very well. It's not going to be very good for our country. So we're going to start with that, and we have to get them out. No country can sustain what we're going through. I believe the number is 15, 16 million, could even be 17 million people right now. That's more than that's bigger than almost all of our states.
I think it's freaking out young people. How do we do it, though? I mean, is it going to be new personnel?
It will really be done with local police. You know, the respect has been taken away. The honor has been taken away from our police forces. They're not allowed to do anything. And whether it's libertarian or not libertarian, you have to have law and order. You can't have 500 people walking into a department store and just walking out with everything they have.
Exactly.
And we have to give honor and respect back. And I believe immunity, because, you know, so often when a police person does their job, they end up with no pension. They end up with no house. They end up with no family. Everything's taken away from them. They have to get their own lawyer. So we're going to give them back their dignity and their strength. The local police know the criminals that we're talking about. They know their first name, their middle name, and their last name. They know everything about them. And we're going to have to let them do that. And they will bring them in. We have no choice. And these are, in many cases, and this is from all over the world, not just South America, which is big enough, but they're coming in from the Congo. They're coming in from all parts of Africa. They're coming in from all parts of Asia. And it's an invasion into our country, and no country can handle this. So we're going to have them taken out. Local police, we're going to work very closely with the local police, and it's been done before. We had Dwight Eisenhower, believe it or not, did the biggest deportation. He pretty much stopped it. Strange that we mentioned Eisenhower because you don't think of him that way, but he did a massive deportation where people were pouring in.
The next big question that we get a lot is, there's two components to this. The first is, many of the libertarians here, we want to see firings. We want to see in the bureaucracy corrupt
I agree.
individuals, the bloat.
Good question.
On top of that, without getting into the specifics for obvious reasons, the things that they're doing to you with the court system is not just to you. It is to me. It is to everyone who voted for you in 2020.
It's true.
Are we going to get some good personnel in as Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General, and in the CIA?
Right.
And see some prosecutions?
So we had some great people because our trade numbers were fantastic. The jobs we did on trade, the jobs we did, frankly, in the military underneath the terrible television generals who were absolutely terrible, but we have incredible people. You know, we defeated ISIS, and we had no new wars because they were concerned with us. I had no wars at all. I finished off a war that we were in for 20 years, but we had no wars. And we have to get the right people. It's all about the people. So when I first came here, I was only in Washington 17 times in my life. All of a sudden, I'm president. And I really knew nobody. I relied on people. Some were good, some were rhinos, some gave us some bad advice. And generally speaking, we had very good people. But we had some that we have to do better. Attorney General, we have to get a great Attorney General. And I'd work with the Libertarian Party on that. I think it's very good because, you know, I view the Libertarian Party as almost a party of common sense, largely of common sense. And I say that about the Republican Party, too. We're a party of common sense. You want borders, but you want fairness. You want a lot of things that a lot of other people don't talk about. So we will work with a lot of people to get the right people in. The difference is I now know sort of everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm not having to be relying on people that I didn't know very well and listen to their recommendations.
Yep.
And I think we're going to have phenomenal people. I know the people. I know the good ones, the bad ones, the weak ones, the strong ones. I think we're going to have great people.
We're friends with Kash Patel. He was on the show just before you, and that gives me a lot of confidence.
Yeah. Kash is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's an example of a good one.
Yep.
We have some great people, but Kash was a great example. Devin Nunes, as you know, he's fantastic.
Absolutely.
We have so many great people.
So when it came to foreign policy, I'll be honest, I didn't vote for you in 2016. I was jaded. Obama let me down. I'm from Chicago. I thought 2016 was silly. And then in 2020, with the timeline for getting out of Afghanistan,
right,
When you tried to get our troops out of Syria, my question is, why are we in Syria? Who even knew?
Yeah.
And they lied to you, and they lied to us about the number of troops in there. And so maybe it's a bit blunt for me to say I want to see people prosecuted for the lies to the American people. But in terms of foreign policy, perhaps it's a little bit of a biased interview, but I think you're the greatest president of my lifetime.
I appreciate it.
And ending the wars that
Trump's
we should not
gonna
have been
love Tim
involved
now.
in. Now the fear is World War III.
Yeah.
What are you looking at when you enter your next term to stopping the escalation?
Well, first of all, I'm the only one that is going to stop World War III, because this man can't put two sentences together. He doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't know where he is. And amazingly, it seems like he's going to be running. You know, it's a lot of people say, do you think he'll make it to the starting gate? Well, we'll see what happens. But if you look at Viktor Orban, because we don't want to see wars. I don't want to see wars. I was in no wars other than we finished a war with ISIS, and we completed it, 100% complete. But I don't want to see wars. I think it's so horrible, so unnecessary, so costly in terms of lives and money in that order, and destroying these countries. You know, you're destroying culture. When you look at Ukraine, that would have never happened if I were president. You look at the October 7th attack on Israel, it would have never happened.
I look at your policies, I see secure the borders, bring jobs back. I look at the Democrats and many Republicans, and it's foreign war and foreign expansion.
That's right.
What is that?
I think it's just a failed mentality. It's crazy. You can solve problems over a telephone. Instead, they start dropping bombs. I see recently they're dropping bombs all over Yemen. You don't have to do that. You can talk in such a way where they respect you and they listen to you. Viktor Orban of Hungary, you know, the leader, they call him a strong man. Who cares if he's a strong man or not a strong man? He's a very powerful guy. He said the problem the world has is that Donald Trump is no longer president. When he was president, China didn't play around, Russia didn't play around, nobody played around.
That's right.
And we had no problems. Today, the whole world is on fire.
I heard that funny, there's a conversation from a phone call where you said that there was they maybe thought there was a 5% chance you'd nuke them. And so they kept them in line. It's kind of scary to think about, but you take a look at the weakness we have now with Ukraine and the money that we are wasting. You know, I'll bring it back to the economy. This young guy I was talking to about immigration. Actually, I'll put it this way: there's a viral video where a young man's screaming that we're sending hundreds of billions to a country no one's ever heard of, and young people are hurting in this country. Do you see any direct economic policy that is on your list for 2025?
Direct economic, but also direct in terms of warfare. We're spending hundreds of billions of dollars all around the world. But when you look at Ukraine, we're giving all of this money. Europe, which is much more affected by that war than us, is spending just a tiny fraction of what we're spending. And you say, does anybody at least get involved in this? But more importantly, I will end that war. I'll get it ended. Putin respects me. Zelensky respects me. I know all the players. And I want to get that war ended. It's a horrible war. It's a terrible, there's no good war, but that's a horrible war. And to think it would have never started. It would have never started. If the election turned out like it should have turned out, that war would have never started. I mean, and you know, the number of lives we're talking about is far greater than the numbers that you hear. When they blow up a town, or when they blow up these buildings, these massive buildings, surprisingly, I mean, these are big. That was my business. These are big, powerful buildings. And they come tumbling down to the ground and they say nobody was injured. A lot of people were killed. Yeah. And the numbers are a lot different than you think. You will see that happening. When those numbers really get announced, you're going to see it's much worse than people think.
Here at the Libertarian Party National Convention, they had one of their, I believe one of their presidential nominees said he wants to see Fauci, the heads of Moderna, Pfizer, Biden, and you locked up for what happened during COVID. I don't agree with them, but there is a big sentiment. Elon Musk tweeted, prosecute Fauci. Fauci lied to Congress about the gain-of-function research that was going on, and now we have testimony.
Well, I'm the one that stopped the funding, and this was funding from before me. I'm the one that stopped the funding. Fauci wasn't a big player in my administration like he was after I left. I mean, Biden made him the king of everything, and if you take a look at that, Fauci was not the big player with me that he was. And in fact, I did things that he didn't want to do. He wanted to keep it open to China. I said, you got to close it to China because it was all coming out of China. It was coming out of Wuhan, which I said right at the beginning. But the other thing is, and what people don't realize, I believe in federalism.
100K, baby.
I gave the power to governors. Some governors did a great job. In all cases, they were Republicans. And some, like in South Carolina, Henry McMaster, kept everything open. Others didn't. The Democrats did a bad job, very bad job. But basically, I gave that power over the states. I gave it to the governor. I gave it back to the states. And I think it's something which, when people realize that, it's something that they respect.
Will there be accountability for the lying to Congress when you get to appoint your new AG, deputy AG?
Yeah, and we'll take a look at statute of limitations, because, the statute of limitations are quite long. And we're going to be looking at that very seriously, yeah.
I got one big question for you. So part of my family comes from Korea.
Good.
And you did what I think is one of the most tremendous things. You crossed the demilitarized zone into North Korea with no security as a sign of goodwill and peace with the hostile nation. And I've had people tell me it never happened. So I think people need to know about it. And I'm wondering if you can just tell me, how did that happen? How did it come to be?
And it hasn't happened since.
Yeah.
And when I met with, with the handoff, you sort of meet with the previous president for a period of time. The meeting lasted for quite a while. With President Obama, you sit in the Oval Office and you talk, and the press is outside, and you talk for a little while. He said the single greatest threat we have is North Korea. And I said, have you called them? Have you tried to talk to them? Little things like that. And didn't matter what the answer was. He felt that was the single biggest threat in the world was North Korea.
I've heard him talk about that before.
And as you know, there was certain hostility when I first started, and all of a sudden it boiled down to something that was very beautiful, the way it happened, and I got along with him very well. And I will say that if Hillary won that race, you would have had a nuclear war and millions of people would have been killed. And you weren't even close to that. It never happened. It was never going to happen. I got along great with him, and it just never was going to happen.
Were you at all scared in any way when you crossed into an enemy country?
Well, I wouldn't say that Secret Service was thrilled. And in those blue buildings, there were lots of people in those buildings that I looked at. The two blue buildings on each side with the windows. And I looked in those windows, and there were a lot of things happening in those. Someday I'll tell you about it. But no, I felt very safe. I felt my relationship with him, as you know, was very hostile. Little Rocket Man and all that. But then all of a sudden it morphed. He respected me. I respected him. And we ended up, once we got to know each other, we ended up very good. A very smart guy, very strong guy. He's the absolute leader of that country. For those that think he's not, they're wrong. And I got to know him very well. I even did a press conference. He never did a press conference before. I said, would you like to do a press conference? And we did a press conference, if you remember. And then he said, that's the end of the press conference. And boom, everybody was pretty radically thrown out. But it was a press conference, the only press conference he's ever done. I got along with him great. We had no nuclear war. You would have had a nuclear war guaranteed. And you won't if we have the right president, if we have somebody that knows what he's doing, you're not going to have World War III. If, on the other hand, we don't, you're going to end up in World War III, and it's going to be a war like no other because of the power of weaponry.
Many have actually been saying we're already in it. The Hill published a piece saying we are in World War III and Biden is losing it. And so my hope is I don't see any logical path for a Biden presidency to fix the economy, to fix anything.
He can't fix any. He can't fix himself.
Yeah.
Can't fix anything.
He had a new one the other day, Pakalaka. I don't know if you saw that. He was muttering on TV, something like that. Now, crypto.
By the way, I just so you know, I know all the leaders. They're at the top of their game. They're sharp. They're tough. They're smart.
Taking full advantage of Biden.
They love their country, or they do whatever they have to for their country at a minimum. And when they see this guy come in, I think they can't believe it. I know they can't believe it. It's not the right person.
So we'll do a couple quick ones. We don't have much time. You announced you're taking cryptocurrency.
What we're doing is we're backing it as a form of, as a field. And we have to, because otherwise somebody else is going to be doing it from another country. And as you know, they're already trying. And it's going to happen, and we're going to help it happen. And it's something that can be very good. I think it can be very good.
No central bank digital currencies?
No central bank.
And one more big one. Will you pardon Julian Assange?
Ooh. Well, I'm going to talk about that today, and we're going to give it very serious consideration. And we're going to have a couple of other things to say in the speech that I think you're going to love.
I've heard some rumors.
And you've gotten so much out of me, I should leave a little bit for the speech, don't you think?
Mr. President, it is an honor and a privilege. I really do appreciate you sitting down with me.
And you're very respected, I have to say. When I did a little research, and some of my guys said, And I met you before, but they said just a very respected guy. It's my honor. Even though we're keeping that big crowd, that's the biggest crowd they've ever had. We're keeping them waiting just for this interview, so congratulations.
Thank you so much. Shall we?
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much.
Great.
Thanks. That was fun.
You got my vote.
We better win. We're not going to have a country.
Yeah. We're excited. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do. We're friends with Junior and Cash. And, so we're
I like how they.
Thanks for hanging out. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, share the show with your friends. Head over to timcast.com, click join us, and become a member.
I thought it was a pretty good interview for sure. The final question was really good, and that's a question that I think the fact that he even asked the question puts it in Trump's radar. Not that Trump doesn't know about that, but you need to keep putting it on his radar. But Tim did a great job. Just going over like some of the questions and stuff and thinking about that. And I wanted to pause in between some of the questions and address them, but I didn't want to stop it because it hurts the flow of the interview. But yeah, he broke 100,000 concurrent viewers, which was a damn good. Obviously, a damn good appearance for Tim, and it was pre-recorded, but he did a good job. You could tell Tim, and I say this with no disrespect to Tim at all, you could tell he was a tad bit nervous, but you're sitting there with Donald fucking Trump. Of course he was, but he did a really good job. He asked good questions, and he had a little limited time, and he asked really good questions. So broke 100,000. We broke 5,000. Right here, but I thought he did a really good job. So congratulations to Tim on a really good interview and a huge gift for him. And I'm hoping, and I will stand by this, I will advocate for this, that Trump needs to appear on Timcast IRL live before the election. It would be the greatest thing ever. I think he would break 250,000 live concurrent viewers if Trump was in studio with Timcast. I don't know if it'll happen, but if it's up to Trump, really, it's not, because obviously Tim would do that in a second. You know what I mean? Tim would do that in a second. But it's really up to Trump. So hopefully Trump's people will try to make that happen, because that will be huge. That will be massive. So that was good. That was good. Congratulations to Tim, for sure. Let's see. Okay, so that was awesome. Even one of his mods who I've gotten into a Twitter fight with was like, hey, happy to see you here, because I'd commented right when it hit 100,000, and I just told him respect. Because, again, I got nothing against, I have criticisms, but at the end of the day, I had nothing but love for people that are trying to get President Trump back in office, because that's all that matters. That's all that matters, is getting Trump back in office. Because if we don't get Trump back in office, we are fucked. That is not hyperbole. That is not me trying to blow things out of proportion. Look how far we have fallen as a country in just a short amount of time. It's a very scary situation right now, with all of the nonsense going on, with the ideology battles going on. It's wild, okay? So, well, we're over 6,000 viewers now. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. Looks like we got a bump because people came over from Timcast. So, overall, I thought that Tim did a great job on the interview. He had a very limited amount of time, and I thought that he did a really good job of answering important questions that needed to be asked of Trump. Trump's not going to give you direct answers on things. He's just not, because he's a pro at this. So it's not about getting the answers out of Trump. I think the important thing is to put things on Trump's radar that need to be put on Trump's radar. So I think that's what takes away from that we should take away from it. It's not, and I saw Luke, We Are Changed Luke was whining in the comments about like, oh, he dodged the Fauci question. Shut the fuck up. Like, Trump's not going to give you any substance answers. It's not about the answers that Trump gives. It's about the questions that Tim actually put on his radar, which Tim did a good job of answering, asking him direct questions that need to be put on Trump's radar. That's all that it was. All right. That's all he needed to do. And I think he did a good job of that. He had a limited amount of time, and he asked really good questions that put good stuff on Trump's radar. That's it. But Luke just crying about everything. People with TDS, they need help. They need help big time. And he's another classic example of that. So anyway, massive win for Tim. I know his audience was frustrated with him and the way it's presented. I do understand that, but it was a huge interview for him. He got the most out of it, and he did a good interview. So hats off. Well, respect, to Tim, because Tim would never take the beanie off. But I don't ever take my hat off either. So, anyway, welcome in everyone else. I appreciate you guys being here. And he broke 100,000 live concurrent viewers, which that's what I said. I asked the question. I was like, do you think Tim is going to break 100,000? And he did. He broke 100,000 tonight. I don't know what his peak all time is. That's something that someone that watches him more consistently would have to answer. But I don't know what his peak all time is. But ultimately, bottom line is we need President Trump back in office. That's what we need. We have to have President Trump back in office. Everything, and there's a lot that goes into this. I saw a tweet from, I think it's Johnny MAGA, and he said, expect Trump's VP pick in the next 2 to 6 weeks. So Trump's VP pick, again, the importance of his VP pick, you can't overstate that either because Trump only has 4 years left in office. So theoretically, Trump's VP pick is going to have to be someone that you would think could carry forward the MAGA movement after Trump in 4 years. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that's who it's got to be, but, we've heard names out there like Ben Carson, which I love Ben Carson. I do not want Ben Carson as a VP pick for Trump, but there's positives and negatives to that. The positive is that Ben Carson can be trusted, and he would never turn on Trump like Mike Pence did. The negatives is that Ben Carson's just really boring. He's really boring. And he's not someone that can take the MAGA movement forward. Vivek can take the MAGA movement forward. Byron Donalds can take the MAGA movement forward. People like that 100% can. There's other names out there that people are talking about and considering. And I'll just go back to the Marco Rubio name. And Marco Rubio may be the single worst name. Like, you might as well just pick Hillary Clinton at that point if you're going to pick Marco Rubio. Like, that would be the equivalent if you're going to pick Marco Rubio. Now, I don't think Trump is seriously considering Marco Rubio, but that name has floated out there a lot. And Trump had no problem making a statement saying Nikki Haley is not going to be VP. I hope he would say the same thing about Marco Rubio because Marco Rubio is trash, beyond trash. We're going to be wrapping this up here in just a minute because I have another stream that I'm going to have to be hosting here in less than 30 or a little over 30 minutes. It's on our Geeks and Gamers Play channel, Mario Kart 8 with the G&G team. That is going to be happening very soon. Any of these super chats that I don't get to, I will definitely do a square up. I might do a square up tomorrow. We might get a CobraCast tomorrow just so I could do a square up for any of the super chats that I do not get to. But you guys know I love to read every super chat because the Snake Pit is the most generous chat on the internet. We've got nearly 300 new members just tonight because we had such a big audience, and I know you guys always so it's not Party Animals tonight, and that's all on me because I forgot that we were supposed to do Party Animals, so I'm going to work it out for next week, so my apologies on that. No Party Animals tonight. It will be Mario Kart 8 tonight, and there will be a lot of yelling, a lot of cussing, and a lot of screaming at each other because that's what we do on Geeks and Gamers. It's just what we do. And so it should be a lot of fun. Okay, so before we do that, I'm going to read a couple more. So give me a second here. I'm trying to pull up the sheet.
Why don't you give Rumble some love, Jeremy?
Rumble what? Super chats?
Yeah.
Man, Eric just comes in here and just screams I'm like right in my ear. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Kate Coran,
I don't have my regular mic.
I know your mic is fucking trash. Kate Coran for 20 says, can you let's see, can you feature some guy called RK Outpost? He's a little too toxic for me. I don't want to be affiliated with RK Outpost. He's a little too toxic for me. I would never want to be affiliated with somebody like that. Let's see here. We've got Occupant 42 says As for 20 on Rumble, it says Kash Patel joins the first hour and a half. Looks like they recorded a full 2-hour show and will tack the 17 minutes of Trump interview on at the end. You were correct in your assessment. So good call on that one. Booty125 says Trump knew he wasn't winning over that crowd. It was all about convincing libertarians around the country to get on board. I think he did a great job of that. For sure. Let's see where we're at. Vault95 says, I was never impressed by Dave Smith, and he is basically besties with Beanie. Boy, maybe he'll get the Jack Murphy off Timcast IRL show now. Hail CobraCast 199, scanning in with code Revolver. Oscillate. Sean C. Green with a gifted membership. Thank you so much. Broke Cracker 2 says, watch this actually be live and they just have it marked as a premiere. That would have been good. But it didn't happen. Future Boy says, after Trump loses in November, can we get back to Geeks and Gamers things, please? Well, I mean, we're averaging 3 million views in the last 28 days on Geeks and Gamers. So clearly I'm doing Geeks and Gamers things. Plus I do a daily live stream over there, and I do Tuesday Night's Main Event, and I do Friday Night Tights on Nerdotics channel. So no, I'll still be talking about Trump after November, and he will be winning, by the way. So yeah, I will still be talking about Trump no matter what happens, Future Boy. Get used to it. Ministry of Wrong Think 999 says Tim should have put a timer on screen counting down to Trump's interview. There wouldn't have been any pissed off chat. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he did what he did, and it worked out really well for him. So congrats to him. You know, he did a great job, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Dean H with a gifted membership. Dean H with another gifted membership. Thank you, Dean H. Let's see. Roscoe says, where my breeds at? Stop. Mike S.A. says, hey, sitting here watching Temples on base screen and listening to you. Thanks for your broadcast here. Entertaining. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Let me see. True Mr. Gentleman says, hardcore libertarian here. The party's been a joke since Harry Brown died. That said, the ideology is important as the founders, if you read them word for word, would be defined as libertarians. I respect all the libertarians out there. I just don't like the leadership that you have going on right now, for sure. JM the Elite Fan for 50 on Rumble says, sorry for the late rant. Been driving all day. Ripa has a great video going over what libertarianism actually is. Those Melanie Mac words nominating a Melanie Mac word sure as hell ain't it. Well said. Thank you, JM the Elite Fan. I appreciate that. Mr. Peckerwood says, holy shit, it has been a year of listening to this fig already. By the way, this was free. Well, thank you. Front Toward Enemy, welcome to the Snake Pit. Lady Aaron D says, we already know you're retarded, Jeremy. That's why we are here. Hail the 199. Thank you so much. All right, I am going to... oh my gosh, you guys are sending a lot. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a square up. There's no way I can get to all these. Holy shit, you guys sent a lot of super chats tonight. So, you're getting a CobraCast tomorrow. Tomorrow, probably before Tuesday night's main event. Lone Wolf says, thanks for the stream, Jeremy. Thank you, Lone Wolf. So, yeah, tomorrow, you're getting another CobraCast, and we'll do a square up again because, you know, we read all the super chats here because we appreciate the people and your money. If you take time to spend any of your hard-earned money here, it's appreciated. And I know that means something to you, and you want your comments read and you know, the proper respect given to your comments. So I will do a super chat script tomorrow here on this channel. It'll be another just CobraCast Q&A, just like I did yesterday's stream to do the square up. But we do have Mario Kart happening in 30 minutes over on the Geeks and Gamers Play channel. This stream will raid that stream when it's done, and of course you're getting the Sabaton outro. All right. Just read the big ones now. I have read almost all the big ones have been read. But thank you guys so much. You are mad lads, and I thank you. Again, my sincere congratulations to Tim Pool for a fantastic interview and a huge gift for his channel. Nothing but respect to him and the whole Timcast crew. They did a great job, and I'm glad they got that worked out. And hopefully we can see more President Trump in the future. With that said, we're going to leave you with Sabaton. I hope you have a great night, and I'll see you on Mario Kart here in about 30 minutes. Bye, everyone. All right, guys. I will see you over on Mario Kart on the Geeks and Gamers Play channel. This stream should raid that one when it ends. I really do appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for the Square Up. And, of course, Geeks and Gamers Daily tomorrow, Tuesday night's main event tomorrow. And I'll probably run Fortnite after Tuesday night's main event because all we do is stream over here in the 199. So thank you, guys. Love you all. Have a great night. And we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.